Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live inside Athens Ford Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Thank you so much for tuning in as the Thunderbirds are behind enemy lines once again this weekend. We had a Saturday game here last week, unfortunately ended in a loss, and two more matchups on the way for the Thunderbirds against the Athens Rock Lobsters, who lead the FPHL standings, a perfect record of 4-0. Really strong power play this season, 7 of 18, 38.9% on the year. And we'll see what the Thunderbirds again can do playing behind enemy lines here this weekend. But thanks so much for tuning in. As we always do throughout the broadcast, of course, we'll keep you updated on scores from around the league tonight. This will be the first game in the league by about 10 minutes. Blue Ridge and PD scheduled to get going at 7:15. Of course, our puck drop time here is 7:05. 7:30 tonight for Watertown and Danbury. 7:45 for Binghamton and Port Huron. A couple other games on the schedule. 7:05 Central, so 8:05 Eastern. Indiana will visit Topeka. Biloxi on home ice against Monroe. And Baton Rouge will be hosting Columbus. Those games are at 7:05. And the Columbus River Dragons will be the next opponent for Twin City. Of course, we're right back here with this same opponent tomorrow night. Same start time at 7:05. But next weekend, back-to-back home games. Looking forward to it. The college night promotion on Friday night. Puck drops at 7:35. College students may purchase tickets for only $15 plus fees. The link can be found on our website, also through social media. And then the Veterans Night the following night. That'll be 1 week from tomorrow night on home ice as Twin City returns home again to face off against Columbus. Same type of ticket discount available, $15 plus fees. We want to remind you that the Coach Harry Show will be live at Little Italy on Monday this week. Not Tuesday, but a Monday schedule for the Coach Harry Show. And that'll be coming up again on Monday at 7 o'clock. But we take a look at the standings so far in this young season. And we see the Rock Lobsters at the top of the Continental Division. PD in second, Monroe in third, and then a tie with 3 points, and that's where the Thunderbirds are. As of right now, the sixth place team with all the early season tiebreakers, but 3 points on the board for Twin City. And again, we'll see if they can find 3 points tonight. That's what the reward would be for a regulation victory. On the other side, Binghamton off to a great start in the Empire Division. 17 points already. Port Huron with 15. And then a bit of All right, everyone. Well, thanks for tuning in for the pregame show. I've been doing this a long time. That's the first time I've ever had that happen. We just had a power failure up here in the press box that affected both of us, and we've got that taken care of. So we'll go back and talk about the standings here during the pregame show. I was very worried there for a second, but looks like everything will be all right. Just had our power source unplugged from a couple of rows behind us, but everything's okay. Still early on tonight. Lots of positive vibes going on. That's what we'll have tonight. So let's start over here with the look at the league standings. And it's the Continental Division that, of course, the Thunderbirds are part of. Athens is perfect at 4-0. They got 12 points. They're at the top of the standings. PD right behind them with 10. Monroe has 9 in third. And then I mentioned a tie in the terms of the number of points on the board with 3, Baton Rouge, Biloxi, and then Twin City. And then the last place team in the division entering play tonight, Columbus. And I mentioned it will be the River Dragons that the Thunderbirds will see on home ice next weekend, back-to-back games. On the other side, on the Empire side, good start to the season for Binghamton, 17 points on the board. Port Huron has 15. And then I mentioned a bit of a drop-off there to Blue Ridge. Topeka with 9 points in fourth. Danbury with fifth place standing in the division with 6 points. And then a drop-off to 4 for Watertown. And so far, unfortunately for Indiana, they have yet to find a point in the standings. So that's a look at the standings from around the league. As you can see, if you're watching on our video feed, about 10 minutes before we're going to get things going on. That'll be at the 7:05 advertised start time for tonight's game. But as you always do, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Kendall Grayson with you as always here on the broadcast, and looking forward to two battles between these two teams. And again, hopefully Thunderbirds fans will see a different result tonight and tomorrow night. But if you join us for the Coach Harry Show, or if you heard the replay on yesterday, you know it's a 2-goal game right there in the third period when we were here last back on Saturday night. And so we'll see if we can find a different result this evening. But we go and talk about the start of the season for this team. And, of course, the Thunderbirds getting a win over PD on opening weekend. Wasn't in the home opener their first tryout, but it was in that second game on Saturday that they were able to find a win against the Ice Cats. Since then, though, the last couple of games, dropping a home game to Blue Ridge and then dropping a home game, or a game here in the home opener for the Rock Lobsters, but a away game for the Thunderbirds last week. So, again, we'll see what type of battle we get, but I think so far early on, the Thunderbirds have seen good teams across from them when they line up on the ice, and they've been good competitive games. And we just, want a different result here after dropping the games last weekend, but it'll be 3 in a row. We just saw the Rock Lobsters right here on Saturday night, 2 matchups on the way. And then I think it's 4 of the next 5 will be on home ice, 5 of the next 6. The Thunderbirds will return home for several games. It will be, I think, 5 of the next 6. They'll have the home games against Columbus that we mentioned. You can get your tickets right now online. You can go to wsfairgrounds.com, also ticketmaster.com. You can visit or call the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena box office during box office hours during the week at 336-727-2236. So we hope to see you next weekend for back-to-back home games. The 7:35 start on Friday and then 6:05 on Saturday. We will have, of course, on the way the national anthem presented to us by American Elevator Company. Geico of Winston-Salem will have the Thunderbirds starting lineups, and then we'll be ready to go for the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Well, if you're watching online and watching the stream, we have under 7 minutes. They did hold the clock for just a couple of minutes, so here in the building it's now showing as 8:50 for my view from here in the press box. And so we will bump that up a little bit for our viewers online. And so that now closely matches what we're seeing here in the building. So just a few more minutes before we're going to get going tonight. Again, folks, really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us, especially with this being Halloween. And I know Thunderbirds fans out there busy with plans, certainly if you have kids running around tonight. So everyone be safe, but thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can hand the Rock Lobsters their first loss of the season. We can tell you that it will be Carter McPhail in goal. It was William Laviere who picked up the win last time out. That was back on Saturday, and he was very good. And certainly a challenging goaltender to face for the Thunderbirds. But again, just looking for a different result, and certainly the play to be heightened. And as I always say, we'll find out together if they can accomplish that. The officials hit the ice now, and so we're just moments away from seeing each team get out there, and then also, again, the national anthem and the start of the matchup. From my view, and I mentioned this back on Saturday of last week, we are above section 105 and 205 as the Thunderbirds hit the ice now, and they are in the white sweaters on the road behind enemy lines. But I've got the call from the corner of the building, and so the Thunderbirds net that will be occupied by Boris Babic, he will be the closest player to my position, and from my vantage point, it's the Thunderbirds moving from my near side here in the corner all the way down the ice. If you're watching online, you will see the white sweaters attacking it left to right, coming up in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And so as the starters go out to the blue line for this group, we see Zach White out there to begin the game, Roman Kramer, Cade Hanley, Gus Ford, and as we check the other player there on the line, it'll be Sergei Sherbakov. So that is our Geico Winston-Salem starting lineup tonight for your Twin City Thunderbirds. So again, it's Boris Babic in net. He will be trying to pick up the win this evening on the road. He's got a 1-2 record on the year, a .467 goals against average, an .874 save percentage. But it's still early on, of course, and so those numbers a little bit skewed with only having a couple of appearances. But on the other side, Carter McPhail has not lost a game. He's 2-0, 150 is his goals against average, and .963 save percentage for the goaltender that will wear 33 of Fenton, Michigan. Boris Babic, of course, out of Slovakia, wearing number 35, and he's now joined his teammates at the blue line. So they will begin the intro video here on the video board at Athens Ford Arena, and that will set the stage for the Rock Lobsters to hit the ice. And they were, of course, successful in their home opener against the Thunderbirds back on Saturday night. And so we'll see if the Thunderbirds can, again, find a different result here on the road. It was a 6-2 final, and Gus Ford had each of the goals. And he had the only goal for the Thunderbirds the previous night against Blue Ridge last weekend. So he's leading the team with 6 goals, and 3 of them last weekend, 3 of them the previous weekend, but he was the only Thunderbird to find the back of the net. And so as much as Thunderbirds fans want to see Gus Ford scoring, and we all do, certainly will need some help from his teammates if Twin City is going to get the result that they want here on the road tonight and tomorrow night. So again, the goaltending matchup, Carter McPhail and Boris Babic. And we will soon get the introduction of the Rock Lobsters. So they turn the red floodlights on, and the Rock Lobsters enter from the far side of the building. So Athens looking to win for the 5th time this season. Twin City in search of win number 2. And if they could do it, it'll be the first win of the season behind enemy lines on the road. The lone win of the year so far was back on home ice. So we'll see if they can stand up to this test as they continue the intros and the announcement of the starting lineup for the Rock Lobsters. They call out Michael Greco. Greco was good back on Saturday night of last week. Joe Hansen will skate out to the line. Joe Mack of New Hudson, Michigan will start the game for Athens. And next out is Garrett Milan. Eric Neely to the line. And all that's left is the netminder, Carter McPhail. And here he is. All right, so that will set the stage for our upcoming opening period of the night. But first, we will pause for the national anthem presented to us by American Elevator and get ready to call this game for you. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find a win here on the road this evening. All right, and with that almost ready to go, we'll have a ceremonial puck drop as we did back on Saturday night. Of course, it's the captain, John Butita, out there to represent for the Thunderbirds. Meanwhile, what you don't see on the video stream is on the other side, Boris Babic is in between the pipes doing his stretches and getting ready to go tonight. No doubt the Thunderbirds will need a nice effort from him on the road, but also collectively as a group, and we'll see if they can accomplish just that and put together the type of 60-minute effort that they will need to win this matchup. All right, here we go. They get the 20 minutes on the board and finally ready for this Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds in the road whites, the primarily red sweaters for the Rock Lobsters. Thanks for joining us. Sit back and enjoy it on this Halloween night, 2025. Athens wins the opening face-off of the matchup. They look to drive it up the rink, and it's picked off by Twin Cities' Cade Hanley. Then move back for him. He's circling around, try to sidestep a Rock Lobster, and then off the backhand was unable to move it further up the ice, but Zach White is there looking to take it aside. It's back behind the net for Sergei Sherbakov. Higher in the zone, out through the neutral zone. Onside is Ford, makes a nice move, but he lost it, and Roman Kramer had a play on it briefly and then just could not control the handle on it. 19:25 left in the first. Look out, a chance in on goal. This is up and out of play off a deflection from an advancement down the ice from Joe Mack. Mack is yet to score on the season. This is his third appearance on the year. And we reset things. Jacob Schnapp out there now for Twin City. As we see Farmer to the near side from our vantage point, taking the face-off. Demke lost it, looked out, quickly driven in on goal, and Boris Babic makes a nice save. There's a big hit back behind the net. I think the Rock Lobsters wanted the call, and they're not going to get one. 19:09 left to go in the first period. Here's Demke in from center. Up the right wing, looks to get around to the defender, and Koltarsi getting back on him. Schnapp's got it down behind the goal line. They swing it high in the zone. And going to work is Yuri Pestuka. They move it up top. Inside the line, it's Farmer. James Farmer gets it way around the boards, and no one's down there to take it for Twin City. So 18:45 left to go now in the first period. And officially no shots on goal, but Boris Babic certainly had to deal with that shot off the face-off not too long ago. So 18:40 left to go in our opening 20 minutes. Twin City behind enemy lines looking for win number 2 on the year and road win number 1 if they can get the job done this evening. Face-off will go to the right circle for Nate Keeley in his attacking area. From the side of the circle, here we go. High in the zone, no. They reverse course, they swing it down low. So the Thunderbirds go to work, and they'll look to hold on to it before they lose possession. Eventually in behind the net of Carter McPhail. 18:24 to play in our first period. Josh Schlegers looks to play it here at center. And then it goes way down the rink, back behind the Rock Lobsters net. Takes a funny bounce, but eventually played out towards the neutral zone. Right back for Athens. So they'll settle things down here, waiting patiently now. Here's a stretch pass through the middle with speed. Here they come. Look out. A chance and on goal. And on Babic, he's got it. And no problem there. All right. So we have 18:01 left to go in the first period as we reset things. It's been all 5-on-5 so far. Gus Ford in the face-off circle in the defensive zone. He sees it, Philip Virgili across from him, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds can take it. They lost possession initially, but then Sergei Sherbakov is able to move it out to the logo at center ice. It's intercepted, though, and Athens will work from there. They fire in. Boris Babic plays it off the back of the goal stick. Just off the backhand, and eventually it's up to Roman Kramer. Kramer looking to score for the first time this season. Has 5 assists, though. And a good start to him offensively. Otherwise, just not finding that first goal of the year for him, but 5 assists, 71 in his career. Down behind the goal line, collected by Athens. They'll have room to work. They look to move it across. They do. Now it's back in front of the net. and controlled by Matt Garcia. They flip it back behind the goal. There's a check from behind. High in the zone off a turnover. They slap it down low looking for a play. That was Hanley trying to find Gus Ford in front, and it doesn't work out. And the Rock Lobsters are offside. So they signal the offside. 17:08 now left to go in our Pine Tree Tavern first period. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard report once we get moving along here. As I mentioned, the next game on the schedule will begin at 7:15 in just a couple of minutes, as it's still the only game of the night right here. And that'll change in a few minutes as we'll get some scores to tell you about. Busy night in the FPHL this evening. Out in front, they'll chop this one high as the Rock Lobsters had an attack going in the attacking area. But the Thunderbirds survive. Down the rink it goes. Skating back, trying to find it is Jack Johansson. And he'll hold on to it. Big defender, 6'2", 201, New Hampshire native. Onside of the Rock Lobsters, a chance. They fire it and they'll miss. It's up off the glass, but what a chance there in the attacking area. And officially, shots on goal still 1-0. They do put one on the board for Athens, but this game off to a good start, I'd say pace-wise. We've had a few stoppages, but there's been some good action up and down. We see some there with Athens losing the handle. Near side, here's Sleggers. Sleggers looks to play, snaps it along to Don Carter, then it's up and out of play. And so that's a stoppage now with officially 16:01 left to go in our opening frame of the night. From the face-off, just outside the defensive zone of the Thunderbirds. We're back. It's in behind Boris Babick. They're looking for it with Don Carter Jr. Plays off the backhand. 1 assist on the year through 4 games. Off the glass, lifted down low. 15:44 left to go in the opening frame. Pine Tree Tavern first period. Out towards center, not out of the zone yet, as Twin City looks to advance it up the rink. Right back for Athens, a big hit from Josh Sleggers. 6'3", 194, and he laid all of the weight right out in front there in the high slot area. That's a huge collision. We've seen a few of those so far tonight from Twin City. That's a good thing. That means they came to play and they're bringing their physical game with them. Played from the defensive zone by Hanley. Gets it up to White. Tried to go out in front of the net, did Zach White, and couldn't do it, shut down, but it's in the corner. High in the zone for Cade Hanley. Loads up, doesn't fire, and there it goes, just wide of the net. That was off a deflection, finished to the far side corner. 5 minutes gone by in the matchup, and we are scoreless on this Halloween night. Out to the line at center, then back into the defensive end. Finding it is Hanley. Up it goes to Ford, trying to find Zach White. So it's Kramer, White, and Ford out there. The top line for the Thunderbirds searching for it in the offensive zone. Athens gets it again, though. And here they come, taken away by Twin City from the defensive zone. Just goes away from White. They want a line change, and they'll get it. 14.5 to play in the first period. We are scoreless, and officially just one shot on net for either team, and Athens has it. Rock Lobsters drop it onside. Back behind the goal of Boris Babick. As Pastuca goes looking for it, Demke comes crashing in. Luke Doble's involved as well. Pastuca's pinned against the glass, looking to move it. Athens wins the battle. Look out, they'll fire one off a deflection. It's blocked, never made it to Babick, but it stays onside for the home team. And right there in the slot, nice takeaway by Luke Dobles. Second game of the year officially for Dobles down the ice, and this is going to go for an icing, and that'll give us a chance to step aside. So we are scoreless with 13:53 remaining in our first period. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18 by 18 and 12 by 20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
And welcome back inside Athens Ford Arena from our opening media timeout of the night. So no score on the board. And the face-off here, one in the attacking zone by Athens. I'll hold on to it. Neely snaps it across. They try to land a pass the backside there on the far side post and just missed. Here comes Jacob Schnapp. Powering onside, gives the pass to Demke. Loads up, doesn't fire though. Looks for an option, swings it down low. 13:35 to play in the first period, no score. And shots on net, still 1-0 officially. Aggressive as Doble's looking to hold the line as he activates down the wall. Onside, Demke through a screen and on goal, and a save made by Carter McPhail, his first of the night. And so shots on net now even up at 1-1. Just less than 7 minutes gone by in the Pine Tree Tavern opening period. So it'll be an offensive and face-off for Nate Keeley. Out of Alberta, this is his 114th career game this evening. Hits the ice, and back behind the goal it goes. The Rock Lobsters have it. They move it down the ice, and they will be whistled for an icing infraction. So 13-12 left to go in the first, and we are still scoreless in this matchup. Well, it was at 12:06 of the Pine Tree Tavern first period that a goal was scored on Saturday night by Gleb Van Durken, then another one at 16:09 from Michael Greco, and that made it 2-0. Back in the first period on Saturday night. Gus Ford found the goal, though, at 16:30 of the first to cut in the lead. And it was a 2-1 lead for Athens in their home opener after the first period. Fans getting involved as we're back. We'll see if Butita can find it. It's played by Keeley, just away from his possession, and back the other way. Goes by Babbitt, and they will call this icing. Now, the last one, if you're watching, you saw this. But they discussed it. They weren't happy with the call. They didn't agree, so they brought it out to Logo at center ice and negated the icing call. This time, though, the Thunderbirds will change, and the face-off will go way down into the attacking area. That's to my right. Here from the broadcast position in section 205. Offensive and face-off. Good guys have it. Sherbakov, what a move there, and then he was stripped of it at the last second, but from the face-off, he had a nice play on it. Athens nearly gave it up to Gus Ford. See if he can go work for it here as Van Durken got back there first. Rock Lobsters to it. Now they look to get around Sherbakov. Far side here. No shot. They center. There it is, and they score. And so it's a 1-0 lead here on home ice again for Athens. It's Carter Shinkarik who lights the lamp for the second time this season. Career goal number 64 for him. And we see it on the replay. They just center that one back, looking to use some speed and move around Sherbakov, but they waited patiently and slid it right over to Shinkarik, who was out in front of Cade Hanley, the defender. And in it goes. So it's the opening scoring play of the night here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Still waiting for the face-off following that one, and there it is. So Athens strikes first, looking to improve to 5-0 in the year. And we'll see what the answer is from Twin City. I mentioned they fell behind by 2 goals in the first period Saturday night of last week. but then found a goal from Gus Ford. Down by 1. Twin City looks to move it from the defensive end. They will send it all the way down the ice nearly, and then it was tipped, and so that negated the icing. It was played by the netminder Carter McPhail. Now towards the neutral zone. Here comes Athens again. Could be a break. They'll fire one. Babbitt has this one and couldn't control it, though. Just made a save on it. He goes to Neely. He's open. Backdoor play. They score again. It's 2-0. Another one goes in behind Boris Babbitt. It's a 2-0 lead for Athens here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Well, that was essentially wide open. No one was able to mark the attacker there in front of Babbitt. And so that led to a wide open chance. Tough start to the game so far for the Thunderbirds behind enemy lines. We'll see what it looks like now and what the response is here on the road. But once again, they find themselves in a similar spot. So we heard from Coach Harry, as we always do. Here's a breakdown low. Thunderbirds out in front. They look to slam it in on goal. It's still free. They'll fire. That one was blocked. And the Rock Lobsters get to it. But Coach Harry mentioned needing to start better and not chase the hockey game. We heard from him back on Tuesday at the Coach Harry show, and then aired that on Thursday yesterday. Kramer has it now. Roman Kramer looking for his first of the year. They go way up high with a pass, indirectly off the boards. White centered, shot on the way, blocked. And that was Roman Kramer with the opportunity. Here comes Athens in transition. 2-on-2. They'll send a long one in on Babbitt. He's got it, and no further play. But I mentioned it's a similar spot that this team's now in, down by 2 here on the road. Shots on goal favoring Athens at 4-2. And 56 seconds away from the halfway point in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Rock Lobsters when the face-off long shot is blocked, pinballed around, and it was found by John Butita. Then overskated at the red line, back onside for Athens, behind the goal of Boris Babbitt. He plays it, and then they have trouble moving it. It's Sherbakov, got it up to Keeley, nearly given away again. Well, Twin City has it. Here comes Butita, flying up the left wing, stepping onside, backhander in on goal, and the save is made by Carter McPhail. So McPhail is able to deny Twin City of its third shot of the night as they put that on the board. Shots on goal now 4-3. Favoring Athens. It's been all 5-on-5 so far. Thunderbirds power play is 2 for 19 on the year. 7 for 18 the power play for Athens, but we've yet to see either one. Here's a stretch play in from center. Onside for the Rock Lobsters. Good defensive effort there by Nate Hanley getting back and denying a chance from Blue Carrion. Out towards center. Played here by the Thunderbirds. Ahead from Butita. He'll keep it for himself, but they rule this as an offside, and so that will stop play. And things will reset. Face-off will be outside of Twin City's attacking zone. And there it is. We're back underway. Athens pulls it back into the defensive zone. They missed the pass through center, and it would have been icing, but it's in on net, and Boris Babbitt had to deal with it, and he does. So nearly to the halfway point now in period 1. If you're just joining us, it's a couple of goals back-to-back for the Rock Lobsters to give them a 2-0 advantage here on home ice in this game. As we're back here from the face-off, Schnapp finds it onside with Demke, and Pestuka looking for it as well. There's a tie-up, and here come the Rock Lobsters the other way. They'll jump onside with it. Garrett Milan off the backhand, intercepted. Good move there by Pestuka. Climbs the zone and then steps out of the logo. Swings an indirect pass to Jacob Schnapp. He finds it, but he steps in too soon, and it's offside. All right, so we have a stoppage with 9:36 remaining in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Thank you as always for tuning in. It's the media timeout, and we'll be right back.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
Welcome back inside Athens Ford Arena here in Athens, Georgia. It's a 2-0 lead for the Rock Lobsters. Carter Shinkarik at 7:32 of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Gary Milan at 8:19. And those the times the scoring plays for Athens. We'll see if Twin City can do what this team did last Saturday night, and that is find a response in terms of a goal to cut in the lead after falling behind by 2 goals in the opening frames. We had a brief play there from the face-off, and they'll do it again as I think it was just played offside about 2 seconds after the first face-off happened. So we'll see a reset and another face-off on the way outside of the Thunderbirds attacking in. They'll win this one, and Don Carter plays it in from center. Carter McPhail's in the net for the Rock Lobsters tonight. He played that one, and then eventually it's picked off at center ice. Jacob Schnapp off the backhand, lifted it onside, then it's back behind the goal. Picked off by Pastuca briefly, then it eventually bounced out to Josh Sleggers at center. Swap back onside. McPhail will play it once more. 9:05 left to go in our first 20 minutes of the night. Here come the Rock Lobsters again. No shot yet. Forced back behind the net. They center. Look out. They'll power one towards the net, and Boris Babbitt makes a save. It's still free, though. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can locate it. Milan finds it high in his own turns, fires down the wing to Eric Neely. Neely across they go. The one-timer shut down by Boris Babbitt. What a save there! And that denies Athens of 3 consecutive goals to start. They'll find it again, though, as the Thunderbirds look to move it out of the zone. Now they'll have a free play to center. A one-on-one from Zach Whitey settles it down. Sleggers looking for Don Carter. Missed the pass. Carter goes to play it. McPhail's out there way behind the net, having to move it away from the attack of the Thunderbirds. A lot going on all of a sudden with 8:15 left to play in the first period, and they will call this one for offsides again. So shots on net now showing to us as 7-3, favoring Athens. And Boris Babbitt with a couple of really nice saves to the net closest to my broadcast location here in this building. Otherwise, looking at 3-0. But for now, it's a 2-goal advantage for the Rock Lobsters. But a really nice save there by Boris Babbitt. Let's see if the team can build off of that. We're back with Hanley playing it. Now along to Gus Ford. Ford takes a look behind him. He'll see Hanley there again. Kate Hanley quickly fired across to Sergei Sherbakov. Now they look to move it in from center ice. And with Roman Kramer moving onside, eventually finding it in the corner. Back behind the goal, here's Kramer. He's held up, looks to continue on. 7:44 to play in the first period, and let's see what's called here. Looked like Twin City drew a penalty and then had possession of the puck in the attacking end. And now the official talking to Roman Kramer, and I think they're going to get him for the hold here. And they do penalize Athens, but that makes you wonder why the play was stopped. And so it looks like it will be a power play, the first one of the evening for either team. All right, so this is the opportunity that I think the Thunderbirds were looking for as they look to win the faceoff here in the attacking end on the 5-on-4 man advantage. They'll swing it across inside the blue line, top of the left circle from my vantage point. Bouncing down behind the line. Here's Jacob Schnapp. High in the zone, it goes to Zach White. White holding on to it, top of the near side circle. Down low behind the goal line, they go with it. Michael Mania moves it across. Eventually Gus Ford fires through traffic, and it goes off the end wall. They try to stuff it home to the far side post. That play's not there, and Roman Kramer holds the line. He gets it to Zach White. Back to Kramer. He drew the penalty. Long shot goes trickling wide of the goal off a deflection. 7:05 left to go in the opening 20 minutes. Down low again to Jacob Schnapp, and they'll miss the pass, and it goes way down the rink here on the power play. So that allows the Rock Lobsters to regroup. The power play for Twin City this season. Entering tonight's game, it has scored twice, 2 for 19, and so now 2 for 20, but this one is still, of course, going on. Halfway gone by on the power play. 1 minute remaining on the 5-on-4, 6:41 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Thanks for tuning in behind enemy lines for the Thunderbirds this evening. They'll be right back here tomorrow, same time, 7:05, the time of the puck drop, and then 2 home games next weekend against Columbus. Here's Don Carter. Out to center he goes as they'll flip it ahead on the power plays. The Thunderbirds change units on the 5-on-4. As they look for it along the half wall now. Big battle for it. No one really with it. Now Carter's found it. Don Carter Jr. spins. Top of the circle. Looks to push it ahead to a teammate. Dion Demke. In front they go. There's a tie-up, and that drew some attention from the fans. We continue, though. Thunderbirds have it down behind the goal line of the power play. 5:53 left on it. They'll snap it across. Up top they go. And sliding it with only 7 seconds left on the play, they fire wide of the goal as McPhail was out of position there. Still onside, they shoot another one here, and it goes wide of the net. So that's it for the power play, and Athens will kill it off. Way down the rink, it misses the net of Babic, and this should go for icing, and it will. So Twin City with the opportunities there on the power play. Able to get a couple of shots on the board, but nothing in terms of offensive production. Athens penalty kill entering tonight's game with 16 of 18, allowing 2 power play goals against. So we'll have a late change here with 5:34 remaining in the first. And they're still trying to get the correct players out there. Now the official at center has disallowed any further activity. Finally ready to play hockey again. And there we go. Thunderbirds go looking for it from the offensive zone face-off with Gus Ford taking it, but eventually it's out to the neutral zone, played ahead by James Farmer. Farmer goes off the boards, back behind the goal of Carter McPhail. Thunderbirds trying to steal here, down behind the goal line. They had a pressure, sort of a 2-on-1 pressure there behind the line, but the Rock Lobsters survive, and they may do more than that onside. Van Durken fires one well wide of the goal, and it gets up and goes into the protective netting. And so that takes us to another stoppage here in the game. Well, coming up in the first intermission break, we will have a listen to part 1 of an interview that was, of course, live at the Coach Harry Show back on Tuesday. We'll hear part 2 of that interview during the second intermission break. But that'll be the programming during our stoppages tonight. Defensive zone face-off, but the Thunderbirds have lost it, so we're back underway. Athens to it along the near side boards. They'll pull it free. Look out, a chance in front of the net. They fire one in on Babic last second there. He really had no chance to read that one. That was maybe 2 feet in front of him, and he throws the right pad on it and gets the save. Meanwhile, transition hockey. Thunderbirds onside, out in front of the goal, and Gus Ford was looking for his 7th of the year there. Here comes Athens the other way. They dance in front of the goal. What a play here. Babic shuts it down. He's run into and looking to go out to the neutral zone with it is Gus Ford. Now one-on-one onside. Ford curling, and he fires off the backhand. They center in front of the goal, and the play not there. Babic stands up. He's all right. May face a shot soon as Athens drags it back onside. They'll hold on to it, then taken away by Josh Slegers. 4:15 to play in the first period. Thunderbirds down by 2 behind enemy lines tonight at Athens Ford Arena, the site of their last game, most recent game on Saturday of last weekend, and it'll be the site of their next game Saturday tomorrow at 7:05. Twin City onside with it. Right back, though, for Athens. They drag it out to center with Gled Van Durken, and across offside here, the Rock Lobsters. And so that'll take us to our final media timeout of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. We will step aside as I see myself on the video feed there. Hello. But a media timeout will be right back.
Best electricians,
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids.
Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
All right, 3:52 remaining in the first. Thunderbirds down by 2. And there's the face-off out towards the neutral zone. Controlled by Athens. They've updated the shots here in the building, 8-6 in favor of the Rock Lobsters. Twin City was outshot in the first period back on Saturday night. Good check there, and finding the puck is Nate Keeley. Keeley quickly onside, looking for a pass out in front of the goal, and just missing it was Noah Hippolyte-Smith. So just out of his reach. This is his second game of the year and 82nd of his career. Taken aside by Athens, back in front of the bench. This is across the rink and nearly picked off. And this will be a penalty in from center, as the Thunderbirds will be guilty of the infraction. It is Noah Hippolyte, and it's interference the call. And so for the first time this evening, we will see a power play for Athens. And of course, that will mean a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill on the ice for Twin City. So they put number 23 on the board, 2-minute minor interference. And this lethal power play for the Rock Lobsters steps over the boards. 38.9% on the season to this point. And the Thunderbirds will get the clear. Schnapp and Farmer working nicely together there from the faceoff to move it down the ice. But if you read the preview article on TwinCityThunderbirds.com earlier today, I mentioned in there that the Rock Lobsters power play is the best in the league by more than 10% for the team that's in second behind them. So this is a massive Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill here in the first period, with the Thunderbirds down by a pair, looking to hold on to a 2-goal deficit. Athens is onside. They rip it around the zone. Here's Neely. Then they go up top, holding on to it. Joe Mack swings it back to Neely. Not much of an angle there. They fire in anyway. And Boris Babic able to shut it down. So we have 2.5 left to go in period 1. 1:18 remaining on the power play for Athens. We reset things for you. It's Gus Ford out there with Cade Hanley, Zach White, and Don Carter, the 4 skaters for Twin City. Face off, it quickly driven into the corner, and they'll fight for possession of the puck there. Athens holds strong inside the line. Shinkarik, he gets it back. Carter Shinkarik gives the pass along. Jeremilan in front of one-timer off the heel of the twig there, and it goes squeezing wide of the net from Joe Mack. Mack, though, has found it. Across they go, looking to move Boris Babic from the near side post all the way to the far side, but they miss on the opportunity. They got it down low again. They'll try it once more. Shot on the way, kicked out by Babbitt. The rebound they're looking for in the slot, and it's fouled by Zach White. So White and the Thunderbirds will survive here. Let's see if they elect to do anything offensively shorthanded, and the answer is no. They'll just use a high flip to the logo at center, found by Gus Ford. Ford along the blue line, giving up possession, and then aggressively stolen away by Zach White, looking to get around everyone. Steps onside and stripped to the puck there. It's a 1-on-3, turned into a 1-on-2. Athens, meanwhile, gets it again. Just 15 seconds remaining on the opening penalty kill of the night for Twin City. There's the tap of the goal stick on the far side from McPhail. Noah Hippolyte is standing, waiting, and he's out of the box. Athens with a chance. Out in front, look out here. They fire it on Babbitt. He makes a save with the left arm. It's free in front of the net, and he's falling to the far side post. He was way out of the goal there. Athens gets it again, then it's picked off. John Butita up the wing with 1 minute left to go in the first period. And Twin City will survive for now, down by 2. A lot of opening penalty kill. Here come the Rock Lobsters. They fire and score. It's 3-0. And so as the penalty kill looked to build some momentum, Kaysen Gallant makes it 3-0. 49.3 left to go in our opening 20 minutes. And the Rock Lobsters score once more. Well, unfortunately, this is a familiar spot for head coach Steve Harrison and his group, and we'll see what the response is to begin the second period. But this team is down by now 3 goals as we quickly approach the end of the opening 20 minutes. Played out by Athens from the defensive zone there in the netminder. And so we've got under 36 seconds left to go in the first period. Shots on net now showing to us live as 11-6, favoring Athens. Twin City was outshot 10-6 in the first period back on Saturday night. Rock Lobsters find it here from the face-off. They look to play it out towards the red line at center, and they will. Back for Twin City, though. Still some time left here. And Jacob Schnapp looks to find it over the blue line. High in the zone. Hanley fires towards the net. Takes a friendly bounce. Looked like the Thunderbirds had a play on a good steal there by Schnapp. Moves it Dion Demke. Then he overskated it. And it's out to center. Powered ahead from a slap shot from Cade Hanley. And Athens will find it in the defensive end. They'll hold on to it, and that'll do it for the opening 20 minutes of tonight's game. So the Pine Tree Tavern first period comes to an end, and it's a period that the home fans here in Athens will enjoy and reflect well on. But on the other side, the Thunderbirds, they're down by 3. Goes without saying, but certainly not what they wanted to do here on the opening game of the weekend. To start the weekend. But again, we got a lot of hockey left. We have 40 minutes of regulation remaining in this game. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find some offense, find some 5-on-5 scoring coming up in our second period. Thanks as always, everyone, for tuning in. It'll be the Flow second period on the other side. But it's time for our first intermission break, so we will step aside. We'll be back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. We hope you enjoy the intermission programming, as we've got a couple of fun videos planned for you to see. If you've missed them on social media, you'll see those first and second intermission, and also part 1 and part 2 of the interview from the Coach Harry Show earlier this week. It's a 3-goal first period for Athens and the Thunderbirds, down 3-0 after 1.
Looking for more than a job? At Flow Automotive, we're building careers and futures. Whether you're starting in service, sales, or support, you're joining a team built on trust and driven by purpose. We invest in your growth with hands-on training, mentorship, and clear paths to advance. Every role matters, and every day you help deliver the Flow experience. Looking for something outside of the showroom? Our management services team is where creative, operational, and support professionals thrive. We provide care for the whole person with employee pricing, wellness programs, scholarship programs for children of employees, and comprehensive benefits that grow with you. Flow Automotive is guided by ethics, powered by people, and committed to your future. Start your journey with Flow Automotive. Your path starts here. Let's grow together.
April 21st, 2009. Dear Amy, today your life is going to change forever. At 5 p.m., you will give birth to a little boy, almost 3 months premature. And the doctor tells you that your little baby has a brain bleed. And the hardest part is when you pack up to go home from the hospital, he won't. But he won't be alone. And all the doctors and nurses at Atrium Health are going to take such good care of him. And they'll reassure you that there's no better place for him to be. But as time passes, you'll begin to understand this child is special. He'll fall in love with soccer, training to someday join the U.S. Paralympic team. This little boy is not only alive, he's thriving. And believe me when I say, everything is going to be okay. How do I know? Because I am you. 13 years later. Sincerely, Amy Wilotica.
What's your name and what do the boys call you?
Schnapp.
What's going on?
What's your name?
Morris.
What do the boys call you?
Babs.
What's your name?
Josh Slayers.
And what do the boys call you?
Slegs.
Right. What's your name?
Cade. Cade Hanley.
What do the boys call you?
Cater.
Cater. Awesome, thank you. All right. What's your name?
My name is Sergey.
What do the boys call you?
Serge.
What's your name?
Gus Ford.
What do the boys call you?
40.
What's your name?
Mikey.
What do the boys call you?
Mikey, or actually it's Maney, they've been calling me.
What's your name?
Nate. Keeley.
What do the boys call you?
Nate. Keeley.
What's your name?
Noah Hiplet.
What do the boys call you?
Hips.
What's your name?
Dion. Demke.
What do the boys call you?
Demmer.
It's easy. What's your name?
Luke Dobles.
What do the boys call you?
Dobes.
What's your name?
Adam Zimmerman.
And what do the boys call you?
Zimmer.
Awesome. What's your name?
Steve Harrison.
What do the boys call you?
Harry. Or coach.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
Dyson. Skinner.
What do the boys call you?
Skins. Joe Cangelosi.
What do the boys call you?
Joe.
What's your name and what do the boys call you?
My name's Roman Kramer.
What's your name and what do the boys call you?
Farmer. And also farmer.
Good job. What's your name?
John Butita.
What's your name?
John Butita.
What's your name?
John Butita.
What's your name?
Zach White.
What do the boys call you?
Whitey, Idiot, Zach, Buddy, Guy, White. Probably Whitey is the most though.
What's your name and what do the boys call you?
What's my name? John, number 14, Batista. They call me Boots. 6'7".
What are you doing, bub? Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18 by 18 and 12 by 20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5 off. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
Coach, we'll get into these games certainly, and it's always fun to talk about hockey. Unfortunately, a couple of losses this weekend, but it was good to be back Friday night, another home crowd, and got to see people. And for me, I'm still pretty new, and I'm meeting a lot of folks, and it's always good to play games in that place. And then we hit the road on Saturday last weekend here.
Yeah, it was. I mean, to say it wasn't disappointing the weekend. I mean, when you lose two games in a row, it's I don't want to say earth shattering. We have a lot of high hopes here, and the standard has been set here. In the last few years, the 2 years I've been here, we started off always pretty good, and the year before was pretty good, and so there's a standard there. And right now we're not playing where we should be playing, and we got some work to do. And the one thing I really like is I've looked at the tape. We've watched a lot of things in the last couple of days, and they're all correctables. Do we have to maybe make some changes? Yeah, maybe we have to, down the road here. But if you really look at the tape and you really look at a lot of things, we're really shooting ourselves in the foot a lot. And the one thing about this league this year, the teams are taking advantage of it, and I give them all the credit in the world. We, the last couple of years, teams made mistakes against us. We took advantage of those situations, and right now. I think we played 4 games now. I think 3 of the games we've given up 2 goals early on to get behind, and we're kind of chasing our tails. So a lot of it is our self-inflicted problems, and we had a pretty good heart-to-heart this morning on the ice, and pretty good practice. And I was really excited after practice today of how the guys worked, and it's the change in mentality for a lot of the guys here. I talk about, when you play hockey, everybody plays hockey, but not everybody plays to win, and there's a difference. And when you realize that, and when you learn how to do that properly, you got good things going to happen. And the last couple of years here, we played to win all the time, and I know if you ask every hockey player or every football player or baseball player, well, we always play to win, but not everybody plays that way, and there's it's a mentality, and it's if you're not quite sure, sometimes it's hard to explain, but it's little things that you do to help out, and right now we're not there, and as I said today, I wanted to see where we were with other teams in the league. I'm excited about it. I think that. If we lost 9-0 and I said, well, we can't compete, then I got to make a lot of changes. I'm not saying that we don't have to make some changes, but I think we're in the right direction. We have to change the mentality. People don't know this. My first year in Danville, I think I was 2-9-2, and the owner wanted, I think he wanted to fire me at that time, and he wanted to make all these changes. And I said, no, I like my team. But we got to learn how to win. We got to learn how to do things as a group. And every time it's a new year, especially this year. If you look at it, we got 9 new guys on the team, and it takes time for them to have the mentality that we've had the last couple of years. So there's a lot of room for improvement, a lot of room for excitement, and as I said, but still disappointing this weekend. Whenever you lose 2 games, it's not the end of the world. But you have to evaluate yourself, and as I said, we're gonna get this ship going in the right direction.
And you mentioned some of the new guys needing, to get into that mentality. And I was going to ask you. You mentioned this, just a few moments ago here. Making mistakes early on in the season. Do you think that's maybe a little bit more expected right now this year because of the group that you have, and maybe the makeup of trending to sort of a younger team than perhaps you've had in the past years?
Well, no question. I mean, those situations happened. And if you look around the league, like, we've played some pretty good teams like PD and Athens and even Whitfield. Like, a lot of those guys played at a higher level the last couple of years. So every game is and I told the guys on the weekend, like this weekend here, the games were probably the atmosphere early on as good a atmosphere as a playoff game, and that's a mentality that a lot of guys, there's certain guys, a couple guys on our team, I don't know if they've been in the playoffs. A guy like Whitey last year, he played 5-6 years of pro, never been in a playoff game. So there's a difference in a mentality that you have to work on, and you have to grow with it. As I said, and we have to grow as a team. And I think we're like, we've made a couple changes today, and I think we're starting to, to get that little gel. I liked it. We were on the bus the other night coming back, and the guys were talking, and then, we had a good day yesterday doing some yoga, and I think the boys enjoyed that. But it's teams coming together, and that's what we're looking for.
So in the opening segment, we talked about just getting into the games this weekend. Now we'll dissect those games a little bit more specifically. So, Coach, we go out there on Friday night. It's a 5-1 home loss to Blue Ridge, and something that you just mentioned there in that last segment. It's a couple of goals, and it was in the first 8 minutes of the game, and then all of a sudden your team's having to play from behind. They're down 2-0.
Yeah, it's really hard to play from behind, and we're not. I know we've come from behind over the last couple of years and won some hockey games, but it's difficult to do it all the time. And as I said, probably in the first 4 games, I think we've been down 3 times, 2 goals all right off the bat, and it's really hard to going uphill all the time. And I think a lot of times it's especially at home, it's kind of a kick in the head there. You go out there, you think you're ready, but that's one of the problems too. We've got to make sure we're ready. But if you look at the mistakes we made, like we've made mistakes this year. I think we've given up 18 goals, I think, or 17 goals so far, and I think we've probably handed the teams probably 12 of them or 13 of them, and as I said, they've taken advantage of it. But we've just made some bad mistakes, especially early on, and we give them momentum. And I talk about momentum all the time. You love to have it. It takes a lot to get it, and it takes nothing to lose it. And as I said, I think we came out on Friday night and in a situation there where with the home crowd, I loved it. Seemed like a great atmosphere, and we gave them the momentum. I know people don't want to remember this, but last year in the finals there, Binghamton comes in here and scores 2 goals early, and just kind of taking the wind out of our sails, and now we're going back uphill again. So that's a tough way to start games, and we're going to have to correct that. That's going to be something that we'll discuss this week, and it's a mentality, and again about being simple. Everybody wants to be they want to make that nice 90-foot pass. They want to make that that nice play. They want to try and stand up, and sometimes I've talked about it a lot the last couple of days about being simple. And sometimes less is more. And if you do that, I think everybody, I love the work ethic. And I even talked about that today. The work ethic is there, and I don't have any issue with that. But I told the guys this morning, I said, I get tired watching you. You work so hard and you run around, but just stand there. And the one defenseman today, he just stood there, and all of a sudden the guy came at him. And I said, see, you wanted to run all over the ice and do everything. I said, just stand there. And I said, when I played, I just stood there a lot of times, and they got to come to you. So less is more, and as I said, especially early on in the game, get into the flow of the game and do it. But as I said, we've made some mistakes to put ourselves behind the 8 ball.
And so you're down 2-0, but I think it must have been good for your group to see Gus Ford score that power play goal. The first weekend of the season, 2 weekends ago, held off the board on the power play, but you get a couple this weekend, and we'll talk about that. But must have been nice to see that one go in from Gus there.
Well, we've had some good chances on the power play. We haven't scored. We've had some good chances. It's not been a great production situation, but we've had some momentum. We haven't really, we gave up one shorthanded goal. I think we're pressing there a little bit too, but I think for the most part, the power play has been, I always look at a power play. If you don't score, are you creating momentum? Are you creating something? The other team was like, oh, geez, we can't get another power play against us. This team's really rolling, and it creates a buzz on the defense on the bench too. So the next line that does go out, they're excited and they bring some creativity there to the game there. So I think can it be better? No question. I'm not. The coaches, as we always say, is never happy, but we can be better doing that. But again, it's not something that's. I don't think it's the power play or the penalty killing right now that's hurting us. We've given up some goals and on the PK, and we've scored a couple goals on the power play. So I think it's our 5-on-5 play. And that's where we're really lacking this year right now, and we're going to have to be improved.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
Welcome back live inside Athens Ford Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always here on the broadcast tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's 3-0 for the home team tonight, as we are almost ready to get the Flow second period going. But the 3 goals back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Carter Shinkarik at 7:32, Garrett Milan at 8:19, and Kaysen Gallant at 19:12 of the opening period. So that third goal, the one from Gallant, really tough to give up in that spot. It's his second goal of the season. But that's the one that has put the Thunderbirds down 3-0. Shots on goal in the first period, 11-6, favoring Athens. It was 10-6 back on Saturday night, our last time on the ice. We'll be right back here again tomorrow, 7:05, the time of the puck drop. As nearly ready to go. The two teams have switched into the building, and we now see the good guys moving right to left in the white road sweaters. Opening face-off of the second period. And the middle frame is underway. Played immediately by Jack Johansson down the rink and in behind Boris Babic. This will be called back for an icing. And so we have a stoppage exactly 10 seconds into our Flow second period. Well, as we always do, we will keep you updated throughout the night on the out-of-town scoreboard report. PD has a 3-0 lead on home ice over Blue Ridge in the first period. Watertown with a 1-0 lead on Danbury after one. First period, no score between Binghamton and Port Huron. And at 8:05 Eastern, 7:05 Central here in 1 minute, it's Indiana at Topeka. And a start between Monroe and Biloxi. And then also same start time at 7:05 Central for Columbus on the road to play Baton Rouge. So we'll keep you updated on those as the night progresses. Busy night, as I mentioned, in the FPHL this evening here on this Halloween night, 2025. We thank you for taking time out of what I'm sure for many is a busy evening tonight to join us. Here's Mack and the Rock Lobsters. They power one towards the goal. It was blocked, didn't make it there. As Kramer's run into, heavy hit to him, stays on his skates. And Twin City looks to traverse from the defensive zone. right in front of the penalty box area, and has moved back into the defensive end again for Gus Ford. 168 career goals in the FPHL for Ford. He has 6 this season to go along with 2 assists. He's the team's points leader so far with 8. Good backhand pass there. No look pass from Pastuca as he was run into. Now it goes back the other way. Babick looks on over the left shoulder, peering back behind him, and then they play it high out towards the blue line and eventually through center. Athens pulls it back with Greco. They shoot it across the rink, and then James Farmer racing to it, looking for his first goal of the campaign this year, the 25-26 season. Out to center, just out of the reach there of the speedy Michael Mania. And he finds it. He got tripped up down behind the goal line. Continue on, though, 5-on-5. It's found and held onside by Yuri Pastuca. He'll go forward with it. Nate Keeley, good work off the backhand to find Mania. They throw it in front of the goal. Nothing there, but it is nearly chopped towards the goal by Kate Hanley, just out of the reach of the defender, Montana native. So out to center again, 18-18 left to go in our second period. Turnover. And on goal a chance. They'll shoot one, and not much behind that one. And so it's Boris Babick to cover that one with ease. So it's our first stoppage here in the last few moments. Shots on goal still 11-6. But Athens, you see if you're watching on the video stream at the top of your screen, the 3 goals on the board and the 4-0 record. Twin City looking to win tonight for the second time this season. First time on the road. Back on home ice next weekend, though. Back-to-back home games against the River Dragons from Columbus. Here's Athens with a chance right off the faceoff. Goes back in behind the goal. They'll swing it all the way around high in the zone, right to the point. No shot yet. There it is, and a glove save made by Boris Babick. He saw that one all the way, and so he was able to halt the progress. So he squeezes it and gets a whistle. One week from tonight, college night at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Special ticket packages available beginning at only $15. You can find out more at TwinCityThunderbirds.com, also by visiting our social media channels. And then the game the following night will be Veterans Night. So it should be a really good weekend next weekend. And we'll see if Twin City can find some home wins. We'll see if they can find some road victories first and come from behind tonight. There's a shot fired towards the net. It was blocked by Schnapp. It was let go by Joey Koltarsi. Then they've got to play in front of the goal here. Look out, they go way across. And the Red Sweaters eventually to it. They'll swing it around. Koltarsi again. Indirect, he goes off the end wall trying to get something to work out down behind the line. They'll throw it across. Once more, really good stick there to break up that play by the captain, John Butita. Schnapp being tied up and on goal. Shut down by Boris Babick. Way out of position out the side of the net. And I think Schnapp may have blocked that secondary advance, eventually found by Butita. Thunderbirds feeling the pressure here, but they're able to alleviate that pressure and lift the puck through the neutral zone and roll a change. Athens misses on the pass, and this is going to go for an icing. So a stoppage here with 16:50 remaining in our second period. It's the Flow second period. Shots on goal now favoring Athens 13-6. From the face-off in the attacking zone for the Thunderbirds, and they won't have it. Down in the corner, then eventually played out to the neutral zone. Matt Garcia, Illinois native of Homer Glen. They give it up though. Here comes Twin City. Thunderbirds through center with Zach White, and it goes across the rink. He got it with Kramer, sets up a play down low with Gus Ford. They center it back in front, and they could not get that one to go as it's eventually all the way down into Twin City's defensive zone. Played through the neutral zone again. Onside. Long shot here. McPhail has it, and no further action. All right, so that brings us to a stoppage with 16:07 left to go in the second period. Thunderbirds down by 3 here on the road. Athens has not lost this year. And what a wild night it would be if the Thunderbirds could hand them their first loss. Trailing by 3, coming from behind, would be a great story to start this weekend. But regardless of the final result, Twin Cities certainly wants to start building some momentum throughout this game. So if they're unable to come back, they would have something to build off of and look back on from tonight's game and use that moving forward, because we're right back here tomorrow against this same powerful Rock Lobsters team that's off to a really good start this year. They've lost the offensive zone face-off here, so it's controlled and played by Athens out towards the neutral zone, just out of the reach of Eric Neely. Then he sort of bumped it along and goes through the skates there, Cade Hanley. And so went right through the legs, but eventually found through center. Goes bouncing away from Yuri Pestuka. Snaps it up to Mania in on goal. Save made by McPhail. And Mania there with a bump, it looked like behind the net, but no further play. And I was about to mention that Michael Mania was looking for goal number 1 in his career, but Pestuka is sitting on goal number 149 for his career. So he's one away from 150. Jacob Schnapp is at 49, so he's one away from 50. Those are all FPHL numbers, doesn't include their other professional hockey experiences. Face-off goes forward here, back behind the net, trying to chase it down with Nate Keeley. Out to center, played ahead by Athens, and just over the blue line, this will be called for an offside infraction with 15:32 remaining in our Flow second period. A couple of shots go on the board for Twin City. It's now 13-8, favoring the Rock Lobsters. Jacob Schnapp out there with John Carter. Centerman here will be the captain, Butita. Noah Hippolyte out there. Then moved across here from Josh Schlegers as we reset the ice for you. There's the 5 skaters out there right now for the Thunderbirds. It's moved in from the neutral zone. Onside, Milan tries a drag move, and then it goes away from him and skips along. So Twin City searching for it in the attacking area just along the blue line. Noah Hippolyte moves away from him. Then it goes to Butita. Nearly had a play on it. Swiped away at the last second, though, as he was looking to encroach towards the goaltender, McPhail. Back on side for Twin City as they look to find it in the near side corner. Carter McPhail, the goaltender this evening for Athens. It was William Laviere who won the game back on Saturday. And once again, Thunderbirds have Boris Babic manning the net. Athens gets to it. They look to move it through center quickly with Luke Croucher. Found by Josh Schlegers. Slams on the brakes and threw it across the rink. They look to move it off the kick plate. 14:27 to play in the Flow second period. We have a call on the way. And we have a penalty to tell you about after the break. So it's our media timeout. It'll be 5-on-4. With the Thunderbirds here trailing by 3 goals. And it's the media timeout. I'll be right back.
Being your best is...
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse. .26 left to go in this Flow second period. And a power play goes up on the board for the Athens Rock Lobsters. And so the power play now underway as they'll hold on to it here in the offensive end. Looking to go up by 4 on the man advantage. So power play's underway. Twin City looking for it. They don't have it. Look out. And Durkin one to fire. There's a good intercept and a nice clear from the Thunderbirds. So it's out to center. Then the Rock Lobsters will pull it back to the defensive end, and going down with Zach White. He's not happy about it. Nearly had a play out to him at center. Daniil Glukaryov has it, and he gives the pass. It's in the corner. Glukaryov normally wears number 11. He's in 77. Back behind the goal. One-timer, and it hit the post. Stays out, and through center it goes. 13:35 to play in the second period. And now with 1:05 remaining on this 5-on-4 and a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill for Twin City. Long shot goes off the glass. Stays in play, though. And we continue on to the point. No shot yet here, though. The wait. There's the shot. Good. Shot blocked by Jacob Schnapp. Carries it himself and knew he'd have pressure. It was a 1-on-3. Stepped over the line as Athens looks to catch Twin City a change here. It is James Farmer for boarding, by the way, at 5:34. The penalty. 2 minutes. 33 seconds left on the penalty kill. And this is crucial with the Thunderbirds here down by 3 on the road in this middle period. 12:49 left in it. Just inside the blue paint, they'll keep the zone. The Rock Lobsters will. Thunderbirds go battling for it, nearly out. Athens swings it along. Chance in front, one-timer blocked, and there's the clear. Down it goes. Nicely done, and that will do it. It will be a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill for this group as James Farmer rejoins his teammates. He steps out of the box. We play 5-on-5 again. Long shot, Boris Babic has it. And a stoppage, no further play. All right, so we have 12:20 left to go in the second. 5-on-5 again. Nate Keeley, defensive zone face-off. Matches up against Joe Mack. And down it goes. They'll look for possession immediately. It swings its way into the corner. And behind the goal of Babic, looks on. Found out towards the neutral zone. Rock Lobsters to it. Swarming to it, though, the Thunderbirds, and they'll flip it ahead. Joe Mack settles it down, goes D to Michael Greco. Greco with 15 career goals and 1 on the year. It's bouncing around. And eventually, Thunderbirds had a play to it. They had Sherbakov, the defender, play it, and then it goes way back behind the net. Found and chipped out towards center. Still onside for Athens, though. We'll see if Twin City can locate it. They do. They'll play it up ahead to Butita. He felt pressure and played his man rather than the puck there after it was heavily pressure to him right along the red line. And he played the puck, and then he looked up, and I think he knew that a hit was on his way. So good job there just protecting himself. And there's a late bump as he'll go off on a change now. That's coming from Michael Greco, 6'2", 223. They'll snap it across the ice. Look out, a chance for the Rock Lobsters in front. Shut down in front of Boris Babic. Nearly held on side. Twin City almost had a break in from the neutral zone. Back and forth we go. 11 minutes to play in the second period is number 11. James Farmer plays it ahead. Takes a lively bounce there from the corner, and out of the net was Carter McPhail. But Athens will survive here. They lead it by 3 on home ice. Looking for another one. They'll fire, and Babic makes a nice save. It drops down on the far side corner. That's way at the top of your screen if you're watching on the video feed. And lifted through center. All right, so we'll get the clock moving again for everyone watching on our video stream. Found by Twin City out to center. Could be a 2-on-1. Here we go. Roman Kramer has it top of the circle. Loads up near side. They fire a one-timer. What a save made on Zach White by Carter McPhail. The best chance of the night so far for the Thunderbirds on that 2-on-1. And number 33 in red comes up huge for his team. What a moment there. Nearly Twin Cities' opening goal of the contest. Back onside for Athens. They'll flip it ahead, settled down by the blocker of Boris Babic, who aided it to the far side corner, just sort of tapped it along there. Went glancing away. Side of the net, they look to center. There's a big collision towards the logo, and it's picked up by the Rock Lobsters. 9:37 left to go in our middle period tonight, the Flow second period. And we thank you for joining us. We cross over the halfway point in regulation. Twin City still down by 3 goals. It's back behind the net, and then eventually moved around the zone. Here comes Athens in from center. They'll step onside and right back for the good guys. It's bobbling on James Farmer. He settled it and then played it ahead. And now they'll scrum for it. 4 or 5, maybe a 6-man scrum going on there down behind the blue line. Eventually found its way to the possession of Farmer. Evading a check there was Butita. And Athens snaps it along. Here they come in from center. Butita gives a nice bump there over the blue line. There's a hit on Mania. Now some runs being taken. It's a 3-0 game, and let's see if this continues. I think it will. Athens pulls it back into the defensive territory. They'll miss the pass here. Way down the ice it goes, and no icing. Babic plays it behind his net. So we reset things. We have 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in this Flow second period. Jacob Schnapp looking for it onside. Moved away from him. Dion Demke takes a look, looks to chip it onside. He does. It's taken back by the Rock Lobsters, though, and they'll move it out through center. Michael Greco gave the pass. It's onside. Back down behind the Thunderbirds net in the defensive zone. Fans getting involved. Lots of big hits have been thrown in this game. It's a 3-0 lead, looking for another one. And no one home there on the wing. So it's found by Greco up high. There's a stick laying on the ice, and it goes flipping into the corner. Twin City looks to chip it out of the zone. They'll move it along to Jacob Schnapp. Moves the puck along to Demke. Here's Carter waiting. They call for it. They'll fire one just wide of the goal with Zach White, as he was looking to give the Thunderbirds their first goal of the night. Let's see if they can get something good to happen here. Another one in on net. This a save through traffic by Carter McPhail. He's all of a sudden feeling some pressure as Twin City has another chance. Another drive in on goal. Save made. It's free. They don't have it. It's back behind the net. Demke searching for it down behind the line. Roman Kramer to it off the backhand. He finds Dion Demke high in the zone. Don Carter steps up, takes a look at it. Doesn't fire, though. He keeps it for himself. Here's Carter back behind the goal. He waits patiently, surveys the rink. What will he do? Sends it to Roman Kramer. In front they go. Zach White turns, shoots one off the glass. It's just high. Carter takes a hit up high. There's a tie-up and a penalty called, and they'll stop the game. So there was the back and forth in front of the net. Twin City had it, attacking, trying to get on the board, and a penalty call. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the Flow second period. And for now, only one penalty called. Media timeout. We'll be right back. Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
It's a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill on the way for Twin City. power play for the Rock Lobsters. You see it there at the top of your screen. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the Flow second period. And a 2-minute penalty on the board to Twin Cities' Don Carter Jr. It's cross-checking, a 2-minute penalty at 13:08 of our Flow second period. There's the face-off in the defensive zone on the penalty kill. Not out. Athens holding on to it, looking to go up by 4. So far, no scoring in this middle period. All 3 of the Rock Lobsters' scoring plays came back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Stolen here. Could be a 2-on-1, and at least be a 2-on-2. They stretch out to White. Short-handed, in on goal, turns, fires across. They look to shoot, and the penalty's been called here as Ford was unable to fire. Now he shoots, and McPhail got that one with a mask. So racing off the ice is Boris Babick, and Twin City will wisely kill some time here and stick handle all the way back into the defensive end. We'll see 4-on-4 on the way. Unless the Thunderbirds able to find one here. Now it's back to the 5-on-5 with the net empty. And they do stop the game. So that's it for the power play. And it's a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill for this team as they draw a penalty. So the 1:12 left on the original call. And it's going to go against Garrett Milan. So now you see the 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 12 seconds. It's 1:11 officially here in the building. Just waiting on the goaltender Carter McPhail, who has been perfect so far. And now we play on. So it's even strength hockey 4-on-4. And moving it down the ice quickly, the Rock Lobsters. They'll step onside, long shot. Babick was well aware that was headed towards him, makes a nice save. It's still bouncing around though. Athens with a play potentially in front of the goal. They wait, pass it back there with Van Durken to the point. They slide it around, one-timer that was blocked by Jacob Schnapp and covered up here. And so we will see a stoppage with officially 42 left on the 4-on-4. 5:31 left in the second period. Good to see Jacob Schnapp playing again though, as he was not here on Saturday night, and his presence is definitely missed in this lineup when he's not out there. He's blocked, 4 or 5 so far tonight. Blocking up the shooting lanes. And he'll take the face-off here. And that one just fell out of the hands of the linesman, so they'll look to do it again. They'll hold the clock or put time back on, either way. And now it's down again. Controlled by the Rock Lobsters. Inside the line up top. Johansson, they go across. They finally announce the roughing penalty. See if Twin City can locate it. They will. Here we go. Could be a play on it. Yuri Pestuka, he powers his way, and then he's dragged down. Another penalty's been called against Athens. And so we've got officially 5:10 remaining in this second period. And another penalty will go on the board here. It'll be Johansson. 2 minutes for holding. And so now the top of your screen, you see a power play again, and this is going to be a 4-on-3 power play. .5:10 remaining in the Flow second period. Let's see if the Thunderbirds can get on the goal here a couple of times before the end of the period and climb their way back into this game. There's the face-off. 4-on-3 power play. It's underway. Top of the circle for Roman Kramer. Looks up, surveys the rink. Down low they go. They'll find Keeley with it. Kramer give and go, keeps it for himself. Keeley's wide open by himself in front of the goal. They'll snap it around. Kramer goes in front after he got it from Zach White. It was blocked though. Still holding on to it. Now they go to Gus Ford. Back across, Roman Kramer. Don Carter out of the box. They shoot it over to it. He's got it. Gives it back to Kramer on the power play. Up top. Two-man advantage, 5-on-3. Shot goes wide of the goal. Far side now. Back to the near side. Kramer to Ford. Ford takes a peek. 5-on-3. They'll give it to White. Now Ford waiting. Across. Carter open. Doesn't fire. Zach White wants it. One-timer towards the goal, and it goes back behind the net. Ford finds it there. Chips it in front of the goal, looking for a good bounce, and he found one here on Saturday night, scoring a power play goal from down behind the line. They keep it onside. Zach White steps up, fires one. It's off the glass. They just missed. 4:10 to play in the period. 12 left to go in the 5-on-3. It's Carter. He's held up. Gets it to Gus Ford. In front he goes. Tries to power his way to the front of the goal, and he just missed. It goes back behind the net, and Athens clears out of the box, maybe early. It's a break from Milan. In, shoot, save made by Boris Babic. And we play on. Well, I looked at that live, and that looked like maybe a second early stepped out, but it will not hurt the Thunderbirds. Goodness, what action. Lifted onside. Twin City still down by 3, though. And 23 seconds now remaining on this 5-on-4, but Athens has got it shorthanded. They'll step onside. In front they go again, and it's bouncing around, found back behind the line, and a penalty has been called. It's a slash, and that brings us to a break. 3:24 left to go in our Flow second period, and the captain, John Butita, to the box. It's the last media timeout of the period, so we'll take it and be right back.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around?
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Three minutes and 22 seconds left to go in our Flow second period. And we have 4-on-4 hockey. Face-off will be in the attacking area of the Athens Rock Lobsters. It's the captain, John Butita, in the box. And face-off win for the good guys. Thunderbirds flip it off the backhand. Way to center. It's Pastuca. He's got a step here. Could be a 2-on-2 with Schnapp. Shoots it towards the goal. And a save made there after it hit on the mask and dropped down from the goaltender, Carter McPhail. And so I mentioned McPhail has had a good game so far. Much like his counterpart in goal, teammate in William Lavillere, who won the game back on Saturday. Strong effort in goal. Now they'll take it behind the goal with Virgili. Out towards center. They pass it back first. And now a traditional 5-on-4 power play for Athens. They'll cross onside with it. Just over 17 minutes have passed by in our middle period. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Thanks for tuning in. They go to the point. Long shot off the glass. Takes a big bounce though. Look out. And into the corner. Rock Lobsters will search for it. They'll find it out towards the red line with Carter Shinkarik, Langley, British Columbia native. Now ahead it goes. Joe Mack, they pass it around. Top of the near side circle. Stolen away by Twin City and flipped down the rink on the penalty kill. Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill has 1:05 left on it on that long clearing attempt. Carry through center. Garrett Milan. Fans come to life. Joe Mack has it. Swings it around. Shinkarik took it to the point. Then he swung the pass along. 2:08 to play in the second period. They'll go down low with it. Out in front, and they'll fire it wide. That went back behind Boris Babick. Bounced off the end wall, not out of the zone, though. And the Rock Lobsters play catch high in the zone here on the power play. Now they swing it down low. It's in the corner. To your right, if you're watching on the video feed, they snap it across quickly. Back behind the cage, now rolling free again, and eventually found down behind the goal line. They look to center. There's the pass across, detected well, not out though. Although the Thunderbirds able to block the advancement. 95 seconds remaining in the Flow second period. Still some power play time left, 9 seconds. Rock Lobsters work, they've got it high in the zone now. They'll hold on to a turn, giveaway, could be a break. And Twin City waiting. They swing the pass, but it's picked off as Ford was looking for White. They do kill it off, though. It's a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. 1:12 remaining in our Flow second period. Athens will halt the play behind the goal with Carter Shinkarik. And he will make Butita come after him, and they will eventually flip it out to the neutral zone, and they turn it over. Twin City fighting for it. They turn and fire ahead there with Cade Hanley, who's wrestled down to the ice in front of the Thunderbirds bench. And looks like they'll separate. 45 to play in the second period. Across the rink, Michael Mania comes swooping in. It's held though by Rosenbaum. They go down low, they fire, they score. It's 4-0. Well, that's a tough one to give up for this group. Twin City allowed a goal in the final minute of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. They'll allow a goal here in the final minute of the Flow second period. It's the only scoring play of the second period. 36 seconds still left in it, but that pushes the lead out to 4 goals. Face off at center following the 4th goal of the night for Athens. Big check there by Zach White. That was on Matt Garcia in front of the Rock Lobsters bench. Back into Twin Cities defensive territory, 20 seconds remaining. Here in the middle period. Out to center, Roman Kramer. Onside, here he is. Kramer fires and the net comes off. That was a tough angle on Carter McPhail. And didn't look like he really moved. The net just popped off there. And that gives us a stoppage, of course. We have 10 seconds left in the middle, 20 minutes. Coming up in the second intermission break, we will have a listen to part 2 of the interview with Coach Harry, the Coach Harry Show from back on Tuesday. Thanks to everyone who came out and saw us there at Dave & Buster's. We'll be at Little Italy this week, but not on Tuesday. It's coming up a bit sooner than that, 7 o'clock on Monday night. And we hope you'll join us. We'll see you there. Well, they false start here on the face-off. 2 seconds go by, so it's showing as 8.2 here in the building. We'll see if they take it back to 10.1. They go to 10.0, but pretty much the same at this point. I think they are asking for 1/10, and you never know. Offensive end face-off, so you might need every little chance you can have. And they do put 10.1 up. All right. There's the face-off. It is controlled by the Thunderbirds. They go in front of the net there with Farmer looking for Ford, who batted it down. Here in the final seconds, it goes into the corner. One last chance, maybe. They got to shoot it, and Farmer couldn't get it off before the whistle. And that's it for our second period. And so the Rock Lobsters fans send their team to this second intermission break with a round of applause. It's a 1-goal effort in this period, but overall 4 on the board. And it'll take something special from the Thunderbirds now with the Culver's third period looming. All right, everyone, thanks again for joining us. We will head to the second intermission break on the broadcast. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. The Thunderbirds behind enemy lines tonight. They'll be right back here to do it again tomorrow at 7:05. Same time, same opponent. We got 20 minutes left. Twin City's down by 4 after 2.
Looking for more than a job?
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
Gwin Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwin Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwin Services. One call does it all.
Gus. John Butita.
In the haunted house? Zimmerman.
Me.
Mikey Mania.
Who'd get scared first? Who'd get scared? Oh, Mike Mania, for sure.
Myself.
And me next.
Mike Mania.
No.
Probably Gus. Who gets scared for Schnapp. Me? Hell no. I love that stuff. I'm scared of the camera.
The warden.
Who gets scared first in the haunted house? I don't know. I don't know who gets scared first.
A lot of people voted for Mikey.
Mikey? Probably. I could see Schnapp getting scared pretty quick though.
Yeah.
Big jump scare.
Yeah.
I think Boots. Boots gets scared.
He had a few votes.
Adam Zimmerman.
He had a couple.
Zimmerman. Oh man. Boots.
We'll say you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm serious.
What would get scared? I'm not gonna lie, yeah, probably me.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
And so there in that first game, down 2-1, you go to the second period, only one goal scored, and it's Blue Ridge, and then you get the one goal against you there late in the third period as well. So just overall, again, you get some momentum with that power play goal. It's good, but then they sort of stretched out there at the end to win it.
The one thing that was a little disappointing this weekend, and I brought it to the attention on Saturday, is it's a 60-minute hockey game. I don't care if you're up 5-1, you're down 5-1. There's 5 seconds left in the game. It's 60 minutes, and I think a lot of the guys on our team, and to come to their defense, but that's a change in mentality. And trust me, we've had a couple of pretty good talks in the last couple of days about the mentality, about changing the way you play the game, and as I said, we haven't responded very well late in the games, and again, we've made huge mistakes, and the other teams capitalize on it. So we really have to work on some things like that. And as I said, it's early on in the season. I know a lot of people are I've talked to some people, and oh my God, like the season's over, and I'm like, well, we're 4 games into it. We got some time here. And as I said, the one year in Danville, I was 2-9-2. And I lost in the 5th game in the finals. So there's time. There's time. I'm not saying there's not a sense of urgency here coming up, but there is some time. And I've gone the other way, where I've won probably 8 of the first 10 games and struggled to make the playoffs. So it's just, and again, it's a different year. But as I said, we've got to be better. I've got to be better. I've got to be harder. I got to work on some things too. And as I said, it's a team game. It's not just the players. It's me too. And I think the players understood that this morning after our little meeting.
What did you think about the fight Friday night from Adam Zimmerman?
Oh, it was great. I mean, I'm a big believer in it. I'm not the kind of guy that would. The old antics back when I played, sometimes it got a little out of hand, as I said, but I always believe fighting's part of the game. And we police ourselves. We've talked about this the last couple of years here. Our game is the only game that polices itself. You do something crazy, or you do something that the other team doesn't like, they police it, and there's going to be a fight, and there's consequences. So I believe that there should be, and I thought the young guy stood up and did a great job. And as I said, that's part of his makeup. He's got to play that way. He's 6'3" or 4" or something like that, 200 and something pounds, and he's played like that, in his junior career and things like that. So that's what defines him. So not just a fighter, but that's the way he plays, and that's part of the way he does it. Gus Ford, he got in a fight, but I don't want Gus Ford fighting all the time. I mean, I don't want someone to kill him. You know what I mean? So, But no, everybody has a role, and everybody has a bit of a niche. Whitey, who's not a very big guy, but he'll go every once in a while. But that's his makeup, and that's what makes him such a great player, because he's got it on that edge. And everybody's different, but the big guy, Mr. Zimmerman, has to bring that piece of element to the game for him to be effective.
And Friday night's game, the first time of the season that we saw a new goaltender. Boris Babic had played the first 2. Dyson Skinner gets in there on Friday night. I know it's just a 1-game sample size, but what did you think about his play?
Well, he wasn't happy with it, and I don't want to say I was unhappy with it. I know he would like a couple of the goals back. Especially the first one there, he was kind of off balance, and it's his first game. He came in last year and stood on his head the first 2 or 3 games. Excuse me, when he got here, and I think the expectations were maybe a little over the top for everybody for him. And as I said, I think he hadn't played in about 10 days or 2 weeks, almost actually a game. And as I said, he's going to be fine. He's a competitor. He's a great goalie, and as I said, a great person. So I expect him to get back to form where he wants to. And some of the situations too, again, like, I can't blame him. You know what I mean? Like, when you get those point blank shots or certain things like that, it's a team game. So we talked about this last year. Mario had 9 shutouts, and everyone's going, "Oh, Mario." Well, the 16 guys in front of him played pretty good too. You know what I mean? So it wasn't. I give Mario a lot of credit. He made some great saves, but it's a team game, and same as the other night there. I know Dyson would like to have maybe a couple goals back, but it's a team game. And as I said, if you watch the tape and the fans who were at the game, when you give teams opportunities like we gave them, they're going to score goals, especially nowadays with the level of play and the skill. You can't give those teams those situations. So I had no issue with the way he played. As I said, our goaltending so far has not been. I think if you ask Boris and you ask Dyson, would you like a couple goals back? I mean, they don't ever think they should get a goal scored on. So I know they're going to want some goals. The only time they let goals in or they get goals on is when I'm scoring on Showdown in the day during practice. But other than that, they don't like to get scored on. So as I said, they like to probably have a couple back. But for the most part, they've been pretty good for us.
Coach, now time to talk about the first road game of the season, and that was against Athens back on Saturday night. And you and I, just here in the break, were talking about the road trip. And, for me, that was my first experience on the road with this team. But I really enjoyed it, had a great time. And I'm sure for you, you've been back with the boys with training camp and practices, and it's a little bit different when you get on the bus and start to travel.
The first thing I'd like to say is thanks for everybody coming out. All of a sudden, I don't know who in the crowd here brought the cold weather with them, but I actually had to put on long pants today. I don't like this. I'm going back to shorts tomorrow, hopefully, but I wish somebody would put their hand up, and I want to know who I'm mad at right now that they brought the cold weather here with us. But yeah, no, it's good to get on the road. I enjoy the road. It's the one thing about the road is all you're thinking about is hockey. There's nothing else that you have to worry about. You got one game or two games, and that's all you're thinking about. So I enjoy it. Actually, sometimes I get more rest on the road than I do at home. There always seems to be things going on at home. So. But no, it was a good experience, and as I said, I was really looking forward to, as I've said before in the last couple coaches show, I'm here right now evaluating where we are in the league, and are we a little step behind? Yeah, we're maybe a little step behind, but a lot of it, I believe is we have to improve. But when I watch these teams, we played, a PD. We can play with them if we play the way we can play. Same as Blue Ridge on Friday night. Have they got a good team? No question. But they're not something that I'm sitting here going, white knuckles when we play them. And boy, oh boy, we can't play them. And same as Athens the other night. Athens comes in with all the fanfare and everything like that. And I watched them, and they got a great. Don't get me wrong, they got a great hockey team. They're skilled. They got some guys that played at high levels, and as they said, they come at three lines with us against us. So do we have to play well? Do we have to be on all cylinders? No question. But I think that's the fun part about playing hockey. We talk about this like last year. I think people enjoyed the game last year. There were a couple of games where we lose 1-0 to Athens. We lost we won, I think, 2-1 to somebody, and people always talk about how great games we were. And Danville came in here last year, unfortunately, and I think I forget the score, but it wasn't good and it wasn't pretty, but it wasn't any fun. So I love playing against those good teams, and as I said, I believe in my heart that are we there yet? No, but it's not something that we can't get there if we play a little better, and mostly on us. Again, and we can't give them certain situations.
And so the Saturday game, I think, at least in the early part, ends up being a lot like the Friday game. In the Friday game, Blue Ridge gets 2 in the first 8 minutes of the first period. The Saturday game, Athens gets 2 in the final 8 minutes of the first period. But then once again, Gus is on the board. And I know specifically, we talked about him in the power play a little bit earlier, but, it must be a good thing from you to see him starting as hot as he is right now. Yeah. 6 goals on the year and is really producing. And he got a big one there to make it 2-1 on Saturday night in Athens.
Well, that's something we expect that out of Gus, and he's done it for, I think he's been here 4 years now, I think, and this is his 5th year. So that's what we expect of him, and it's not surprising that he comes to camp, he's ready, he knows how to play, he's a smart hockey player, and last year, I think the first 7 games, I don't think he had a goal. So then he ended up with, I don't know, he was still 5th in the scoring. So, but right now he's hot and he's going along. And as I said, that line there, they're clicking pretty good. I know Roman hasn't scored a goal, and I know he probably doesn't want me to bring that up tonight. But he's played well. He's got a bunch of assists, and same with Whitey. So the line's really going well, and Gus has been there too. So.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, this century.
Yeah. How
At Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
Welcome back inside Athens Ford Arena. Kendall Grayson with you on the broadcast tonight. Second intermission break, and it's the home team, the Rock Lobsters, with a 4-0 advantage. We hope you enjoyed the intermission programming there. The interview with Coach Harry for the Coach Harry Show. We remind you again that this week's Coach Harry Show will be live at Little Italy at 7 o'clock on Monday night, not Tuesday night, Monday night of this week. And so again, we're trying to let everyone know as much as possible about that schedule, quirk in the schedule, I guess you could call it. We have every coach's show all year long on Tuesdays, but there are 2 dates where they will be on a Monday night, and the first one will be coming up this week. There's also one at Little Italy in January that will be on a Monday. So it's a 4-0 lead for Athens here. They got 3 in the first period. Carter Shinkarik, Garrett Milan, Kason Gallant, and Gleb Van Durken in the second period. The 2 most recent goals in this game have been scored in the final minute of play in each period. Kason Gallant at 19:12 of the first, and Gleb Van Durken at 19:24 of the second period. Twin City did outshoot Athens in the middle period at 10-9. Officially here in the building. As we always do, we keep everyone updated throughout the night on the scoreboard from around the league in the FPHL. More goals on the board for PD at 6-2 against Blue Ridge in the second. 4-1 the home lead for Danbury over Watertown. 4-0 the road lead for Binghamton over Port Huron. 2-0 in Topeka as they lead Indiana. Indiana still looking for its opening win of the season. They are the only club in this league yet to put a point on the board in the standings. Biloxi with a 1-goal lead at 2-1 over Monroe, and a 2-1 road lead in the first period for Columbus over Baton Rouge. And it will be the River Dragons, Columbus River Dragons, that will visit the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for back-to-back games next weekend. 7:35 on Friday, 6:05 on Saturday. College night on Friday night, and Saturday night's game is Veterans Night. There are ticket discounts available for each of those nights, and you can find out more about that at TwinCityThunderbirds.com. In the preview article for today's game, it'll also be listed in the recap article after tonight's game, and you can find those deals on social media as well. So the Rock Lobsters hit the ice for the third and final frame of regulation time. As it's Carter McPhail in between the pipes, Boris Babick returns for the Thunderbirds as we get ready to go for the Culver's third period. Nearly ready to go. And we'll see what the Thunderbirds can do in this Culver's third period. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, but you'd certainly like to come back and win this game. No doubt about that. That's priority number 1. But if you're unable to do that, priority number 2 is to build some good things to look back on and try to continue to build upon tomorrow night. Because we're right back here at 7:05 tomorrow against a Rock Lobsters team that is 20 minutes away unless something crazy happens from improving to 5-0. There's the final opening face-off of a period tonight. And it's won by Athens and pulled back down the ice. Twin Cities to it. They'll flip it ahead. And we have our first stoppage of this period with 11 seconds gone by in it here in the Culver's third period. Hungry Thunderbirds fans, nothing beats a Culver's Butterburger. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection and served on a lightly buttered toasted bun. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to delicious. Defensive zone face-off, and this time it's possessed one and moved down the ice by Twin City, but once again, they will be guilty of icing the puck. So things reset, and the face-off comes back again to the defensive zone. The circle that the face-off is taking place in, that's the one that's closest to my broadcast vantage point in section 205. As I see the game from this near side corner, all the way out in front of me with the Thunderbirds attacking left to right in the final period. Quickly driven just wide of the net off the face-off, an early shot in that sequence for Athens. And that one barely missed. From the side of the circle, moved out to center ice. Zach White looks like he'll find it. May go in front of the net. He will. Forward in on goal. Shut down, though, by Carter McPhail. And another good save from him in this game. But that was a nice look up the ice that time from the Thunderbirds. If you want to talk about building momentum and setting good plays up down the rink, that was one transition hockey from center. They were able to get it there from White. He went sort of stopped, slammed on the brakes when he knew that Gus Ford would be leading the defenders, so he got it out there to him. But once again, it's an answer from Carter McPhail, who has been very good in this contest this evening. William Laviere won the game last week on Saturday night. We'll see if they go back to him tomorrow. But certainly a couple of good goaltending options for this Athens team. 19-15 left to go in the third. Onside for the Rock Lobsters. There's a check from Dobles as he will now look back behind him as Boris Babic played it, but Luke Dobles, New York native, here's a big hit in the corner on him. He'll stand up though and continue on. There's a check across the rink from James Farmer. And then from center ice, it'll be played ahead. Instead, goes back to Dobles off the backhand. Flips it across to Farmer from the red line, up to Keeley. He takes a bump, and the Thunderbirds roll a line change. They try to get it done quickly because here comes Athens. Long shot in on goal, swallowed up by Boris Babic. And no further play after Van Durkin let that one go. So that's officially going to be the 21st shot on net tonight for Athens. Dion Demke to the circle. Opposite of Philip Virgili. They win it. The Rock Lobsters do. They flip it wide of the goal, though. A shot from Chris Motts. High in the zone, out to Jacob Schnapp as the Thunderbirds look to progress down the rink with it. 18-22 left to go now in the Culver's third period. And this will go off the skates of John Butita. Found here by Schnapp onside. Now he's pinned along the boards. Goes back behind the goal. Butita searching for it. Twin City to it, back to Butita. They miss him on the pass, though, as he was able to get it. Now he strips it away himself and eventually out to the Rock Lobsters logo at center. Off the backhand, it's powered onside by Roman Kramer, played by Carter McPhail behind his net. And tried to play it there from Roman Kramer, nearly found it up to Dion Demke. And couldn't be held onside by Cade Hanley, so it's a hand pass. And that will bring us to another halt in the game. So 17:42 now left to go in this Culver's third period. Hey, Thunderbirds fans, got a sweet tooth? Culver's fresh frozen custard is rich, creamy, and made in small batches all day, every day. Swing by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem and check out today's flavor. Culver's, welcome to delicious. As we're back, face off from center, goes down the rink and controlled by The netminder McPhail. Then it goes higher in the zone, played by Athens. They work here with a 4-goal lead on home ice. Less than 3 minutes gone by in this Culver's third period. Out to center, looking for Eric Neely. Goes away from him, though, and it's Sergei Sherbakov to play it. And then his pass was blocked by Greco. He throws a hit, trouble in front, and getting into the way that pass was Zach White. Well, Athens aggressive. They're up by 4, and they had numbers between the circles. And a giveaway. Here's Gus Ford with it. Ford open, holding on to it, curls as he lays it back out in front of the goal. They're trying to find it, and eventually it is found by the home team and Joe Mack. Laid it back behind the goal, and here they go. They'll break the puck out from the defensive zone through center, and it's offside here. They call it back to the line. So 16:47 now left to go in this third period. And the Thunderbirds looking to avoid dropping 4 of their first 5. 1-3 record coming into the game tonight. It was a 5-1 loss a week ago on home ice to Blue Ridge, and then the 6-2 road loss here on Saturday. Athens will fire onside. Back behind Babbitt, goes all the way around to the near side. Nobles run into, they give it away. Look out, could be trouble down low. It's chopped ahead, though, by Nate Keeley. Inside the line. Onside, Croucher, then he turned, and we'll see if Keeley can find it this time. Here's Nate Keeley, does. Keeley's got it, shooting one, and that one missed. And unable to hold the line there was Farmer. So that hopped on Farmer after the momentum of the shot from Keeley reached all the way to that far side point, just along the blue paint. 16:04 now to play in this final frame of regulation. Sleggers goes ahead. He'll find Noah Hippolyte, goes back to Sleggers, and then turns. Now Farmer had to settle that one down before he could play on. Gives it to Josh Sleggers. Chips it onside, skates after it, centers, looking for a friendly bounce, and they don't get it. Carried out of the zone by Gokaryov, then onside for Athens, backhand drive, and that one shut down easily by Boris Babbitt. He just threw a blocker on it and pushed it up into the protective netting behind his goal. Still have the shots at 21-17 favoring the Rock Lobsters. Out-of-town scoreboard report. It's 5-0 now, Binghamton over Port Huron. Still 6-2 PD over Blue Ridge. Still 4-1 with Danbury leading Watertown. And Columbus has added a goal. They go up 3-1 on Baton Rouge. From the face-off, it's back behind the net. Played along. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can track it down again. They got it at center, 2-on-1. Here we go. Noah Hippolyte shooting it, looking for a rebound, and he got it, and then swept away by Carter McPhail. Not out of the zone, though. Jacob Schnapp powers one towards the net. Noah Hippolyte back behind the net. Then it goes to Schnapp. 15-13 to play in this period. And the Thunderbirds, a bit of life here. They're down by 4, but looking to generate something offensively in this game. Athens finds it at center. Onside, look out. Virgili drops it back. They'll shoot it, and it goes up and over off the glass. That was from Kaysen Gallant. Looking for another one tonight. It remains a 4-0 deficit for Twin City. This will be Don Carter Jr. Carries the puck himself, and it's along the glass as he shot it in from the neutral zone. 14:39 to play in the Culver's third period. And Twin City looking to track it down now back in the defensive end. Carter leaves it in the corner for teammate Cade Hanley. Hanley finds White, stripped away from him, and they give it right back to Zach White. So he'll move it to the neutral zone. As the fans get involved again, here's Ford stealing one onside, dropping it along, looking for friends to help him out, and the play stops as they call a slash. So we have a slashing penalty that's been called. 14-12 left to go in the Culver's third period. And we'll see which box opens up. It looks like the Thunderbirds will have a power play when we come back. Media timeout. And we'll be right back.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain.
Quinn Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Did you know that the Tire Pressure Management System, or TPMS, alerts you when tire pressure is too low and could create unsafe driving conditions? If this light is illuminated, it means your tires could be underinflated. Schedule your next tire service appointment in the Flow Garage app. The more you know, with Flow.
14-12 to play in this Culver's third period. Power play is underway for Twin City, but the faceoff is won by Athens. They'll move it down the rink quickly. So it's back behind the goal of Babbitt. 6 minutes gone by in our final frame of regulation. But the Thunderbirds working with this 5-on-4 man advantage as Ford will hold on to it inside the line. They'll throw it down low in the corner, and now another penalty's been called. And so we'll reset things for you. 13:45 left to go, and it will be a tripping minor. And this is going to be a 5-on-3 now. And the 5-on-3 is underway. We'll see what the Thunderbirds do with it as they'll swing it around here, looking to get on the board. They go across, blocked in front of the pass though. Now it's Ford. They work it down low, top of the circle for Zach White. One-timer, and it goes just wide of the net there from Ford. Down in the corner, Michael Mania. Now Roman Kramer. They work it around the zone. Kramer looks up, doesn't fire though. Swings it to Michael Mania, goes in front of the goal looking for a rebound. It was there and then swept away into the corner. Not out. Good keep of the line. 5-on-3 still underway. They move it across. Blocked again. Now to the point it goes. Holding on to it is Ford. Near side goals open. They shoot one and the save is made there by McPhail. All right, so 44 seconds left on this 5-on-3. And from the face-off, Twin City has it. They step up forward, shooting one, blocked in front of the goal. Found by Schnapp. Down the rink it goes. Ford, a head fake, waits. One-timer there from Zach White. Found by Fail, he blocked it. Athens looking to clear. They give it away back behind the nets. Still onside, Kramer, way across, goal's empty. They find Ford, shooting one, and this hit the post and stays out. He beat the netminder, but it hit the post and stays out. What a bad break there. Goal was open, nearly a 4-1 game. Athens will block the advance as they cross over the line. They clear it down the ice, and that's going to do it for the 5-on-3. Still some time left, but now it's a 5-on-4. First player's out of the box. That's Michael Greco. And the power play underway. Long shot. It's a 5-on-4 conventional style power play. Out to center. 8 minutes gone by in the Culver's third period. And disappointing now from the Thunderbirds with not much time to work on this power play. In on Boris Babbitt. He plays it out to center. Out of the box will be Shinkarik. And it's 5-on-5. So it was a long 5-on-3 for this group. And unfortunately on the board, nothing to show for it. They do get a few shots on goal, and now 22 shots for the visitors. Out shooting the Rock Lobsters officially. 2-on-1 down low. Athens in front of the goal. They try to play catch there, and they couldn't put it towards the net with Case and Gallant. So it's along the logo at center, taken away by Noah Hippolyte-Smith. Up the wing, here he is, crossing in front of the net, backhander, and it's free in front of the goal. Shut down again by Carter McPhail. Solid effort from him tonight, certainly helping his team's efforts. And 4 on the board in front of him, plenty of room to work. Onside, here's Neely, and the Rock Lobsters back behind the goal, found by Farmer. Farmer lost the handle, and he got it back for himself. James Farmer steps up, goes out to the blue line at center with a pass. And Michael Mania looks to get around everyone, creates a 2-on-1 with Schnapp, open shooting it, and it's up and high. As Jacob Schnapp just missed there, looking for career goal number 50. Back onside from Athens, 10.5 to play in the Culver's third period. Heavy check below us in the near side corner. As they battle for it, back and forth, a tie-up. Let's see if anything happens now. And everyone separates. Luke Dobles being asked to go from Case and Gallant, and he denied. They're still talking out there. You can hear him all the way up here. Into the corner he goes. 4-goal lead on home ice for Athens. They look to chip it free. They throw it in front of the goal and taken away there by Twin City with Dobles and then Ford clearing it. This is going to go down the ice, but it should not be called icing, and it will not be. And so that allows Twin City to make a change as Shinkarik went back to retrieve it. It's kicked around along the blue line by Cade Hanley. Hanley puts it ahead and into the corner. So a lot going on, but still a 4-0 deficit here on the road right now for the Thunderbirds. And I think the action really picking up in this third period. The extended 5-on-3 that Twin City was unable to score on. I know we've had some heavy collisions. I mentioned back in the second period, felt like guys were taking runs at each other there for a while, and these are two teams that aren't going to, from Twin City's perspective, go down without a fight, but Athens, I think from their perspective, they want to put more goals on the board. We saw them do that in Saturday's game with that couple of late scoring plays, and then the one that didn't beat the buzzer, but it could have been 7-2 if it was half a second later. They had a power play out there shooting late in the game. Athens in the corner. They'll control with Luke Croucher. Hanley, his number 3 counterpart, looks to move it around, but it's back into the corner. The 2 number 3s will race down the half wall. Croucher off the backhand. Collected by Max. Spin move. He's open. Shooting it. Blockered aside by Boris Babic with 8:37 now left to play in the Culver's third period. Things moving quickly in this final frame of regulation time tonight. No icing here. Twin City making a change, several changes. Josh Schleger's on the ice, top of the circle. In front, he's got Butita. Couldn't get it to him, though. And he's strong in the puck. He'll control it across. They find the pass. They fire one there. McPhail's got it at the top of the goal mouth. 8:14 left to go in the Culver's third period. That will send us to a media timeout with the Thunderbirds still down by 4 goals.
Quinn Services has been serving
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18 by 18 and 12 by 20 pillow sizes
return from the media timeout with Twin City down by 4 here on the road with 8:14 remaining in the Culver's third period. The Thunderbirds do put a couple of extra shots up on the board, so it's now 25-22. As the netminder Carter McPhail taking a while here. We see it now as he's working along the bench with an equipment issue that's holding him up. Now he's ready to return. He's been solid tonight. I don't think he's been flashy at all. He's just played a really solid game. I think Boris Babic has actually had the more flashier, spectacular saves at times. But Carter McPhail has done everything he's needed to do. And his team, the Rock Lobsters, leading by 4 goals here on home ice. We're back. Twin City, we're going to track it down. Top of the far side circle. And several players now converging. Jacob Schnapp finds it going down, though, and a penalty's been called as Jacob Schnapp was taken down in the attacking area. And so this is going to be a power play for the Thunderbirds. We'll see if they can find the back of the net and get on the board for the first time this weekend. It's a hooking minor. You can hear what the hometown fans think about it. And it's Michael Greco. 344 penalty minutes in the FPHL in his career entering tonight's game. Zach White ready to go. Puck hits the ice and the power play is underway. Roman Kramer holding on to it. Goes right to the point to find Gus Ford. Far side circle back to Ford. Long shot through traffic. Blocked. Goes into the corner. Jacob Schnapp was right there. Michael Mania as well. But it finds its way back to the tape of the stick of Roman Kramer as he got it from Ford down low. Mania in on goal, and he squeezes it high in the air after that went off McPhail. He really didn't know where it was. It's eventually cleared, though, by Athens all the way down the rink. 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this Culver's third period. 30 seconds, now 35 gone by on this power play. Power play entering the night was 2 of 19 on the season for the Thunderbirds and 16 of 18, the penalty kill statistics for Athens. Rolling in on Boris Babic, tries to play it away from Luke Croucher, who wants possession of it, and the Rock Lobsters will find it. So they move it now back down the ice the other way. 6:53 to play in the third period, and halfway gone by on this power play. It's along the red line for Ford. Now he's onside. Good move there here on the play. Lost it behind him, and once again, cleared down the ice by Athens. Here's John Boutita, the captain. He'll move it out towards center. Then he has to curl back and control the puck after it was nearly stolen away by Chris Mott. Lifted onside. Puck is bouncing around. Settled down by Carter McPhail, the goaltender. And he looks on. Barely held onside. Don Carter. He waits. Side of the circle. Up top he goes. Yuri Peshtuka near side to Boutita. One-timer from Peshtuka is turned aside, and it goes way out of play. Well, we're down to 15 seconds remaining now on this 5-on-4 power play for Twin City. With 6:06 left to go in the Culver's third period. Later this week, we will have the Amonzi Granite hard surface hard hit of the game. And we'll have that for you on our social media channels. Right back here, same time, same place tomorrow. This one's driven down the ice, and that will do it for this power play for the Thunderbirds. 5:53 remaining in this third period. And we play even strength hockey at 5-on-5 again. It's out of the reach of Dion Demke. Penalty was to Michael Greco hooking at 12:09. Found by James Farmer. Look to take a check, trying to make a play out towards the red line. It's found by the good guys. Here we go. Stepping onside Demke. Long shot. It's gloved up by Carter McPhail. So we will find out together, everyone, as we always do every night, what goes on out there. But the big question now is, can the Thunderbirds find a way to break the shutouts of Carter McPhail? he is in his first professional season. Played 22 games with Mercyhurst last year. Here's a break for Athens, maybe a one-on-one. Chance in front, they fire, save made by Boris Babik, and he's able to control that one. And so no further action as we've got a stoppage now. It's 5:18 left to go in the Culver's third period. 22 games last year for Mercyhurst. Played 2 games the previous year for Miami, Ohio. Played at Ferris State as well in his collegiate career. Spent time with the U.S. National Team Development Program. Here's Gus Ford in the circle. And they'll win it. So Zach White curls into the corner, then a high flip out towards the logo at center ice. It's gloved down and given away to Roman Kramer. Kramer's got a chance and on goal fires, and McPhail's got this one too. That was the 30th shot of the night for the Thunderbirds. So the shot volume, at least in tonight's game, has been there. From the face-off, they'll drive one wide of the goal. That was Zach White with the opportunity. White in search of career goal 37 here in the FPHL. Top of the circle they go. They'll find Roman Kramer skating around the defender. He's being held up by Rosenbaum. Goes into the corner. Had his stick taken away as he dropped it. Powered ahead by Luke Dobles into an open corner. We're in the final 5 minutes of tonight's game, and Athens holding on to the 4-0 lead. A goal in the final minute of the first period, a goal in the final minute of the second period, after they had a couple of early ones in the first period. Here's White. High he goes to Hanley, shooting it wide of the goal. And that was turned away just out of the reach of Jacob Schnapp, who was trying to catch up to it and cause some problems there just off the side of the net. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the Culver's third period. We're back here tomorrow night, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find a win on the road for the first time this year. This one's not over, but certainly trending in the wrong direction with 4 minutes left to play. Twin City likely going to drop to 1-4. And it'll be a 5-0 start to the season for Athens. Media timeout. This one is the final one of our game tonight. So we will step aside. We'll be back with more Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. But it's 4-0 here on the road tonight.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Welcome back inside Aikens Ford Arena. We have 3:54 left to go in tonight's game, and the Athens Rock Lobsters with a 4-0 advantage over the Twin City Thunderbirds. So it's 7:05, the time of the start tomorrow night. Back on home ice next weekend, though. 7:35 on Friday and 6:05 on Saturday. We're back with the Rock Lobsters looking to chase it down. They'll find it here in the near side corner, down behind the goal line. And then played out towards center. Just along the logo, Dion Demke looking to steal as he's run into, nearly put into the Rock Lobsters bench. 3.5 to play in the Culver's third period. Played through the neutral zone, eventually lifted up high. It hit the very top part of the glass. And a collision in the corner. Athens looking to add to their lead. And Carrick shooting it. And Jacob Schnapp with another shot block tonight. They move it around the zone, though. A couple of quick passes near side. Mack, and he saw it go through his legs. Noah Hippolyt searching for it. Not out of the zone yet. 17 minutes gone by in this period, and it is pulled out to center ice and played along the logo. So Athens pulls it aside and softly chipped down the rink. They're making changes to center late in this hockey game. Michael Mania off the backhand, swings a quick pass to Keeley. It's Nate Keeley. Swatted away from him. Twin City sees it bouncing around, goes to the far side into the corner. Back behind the goal of Carter McPhail. He was looking for a shutout on the board here tonight. And played here in the corner. This is going to be called all the way back. So we have 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in this third period. We'll have a brief break and then the post-game show that will follow after this one comes to a close. Right circle face-off, Nate Keeley in the attacking zone. And there he goes, down to the rink. They'll fight for it. High in the zone and eventually found here by Athens. They've got room to work. They'll use their transition game from center, blocked by James Farmer as they try to fire it further into the zone. Mania took a bump, kept moving though. Swung a pass to Keeley, goes through his legs, surprised him, and Twin City is guilty of icing. So this will be moved back down the rink. Out-of-town scoreboard report. PD leading Blue Ridge 6-2. Danbury 5-1 over Watertown. 5-0 Binghamton on the road against Port Huron. 3-2 Biloxi over Monroe. Topeka with a 3-1 lead in their game. Quickly driven in on goal and caught by Boris Babick, and so no further action. He gives a squeeze, and we'll do it again. Topeka 3-1 over Indiana. And Columbus leading Baton Rouge on the road by 2 goals at 3-1. From the face-off, taken by Zach White, trying to move it to himself, and indirect pass off the boards towards center. 1 minute and 49 seconds left to go, and crossing offside is Athens. Another stoppage in tonight's game. We've got 1:48 now left to play. Gus Ford looking to win this face-off, and he does. It goes back behind, then moved across to the far side and from the neutral zone. It's shot forward, onside. Looking for it is Kramer, just out of his reach, though. We got 95 seconds remaining in the Culver's third period. Onside, a chance, and they'll whistle one wide of Boris Babick, who stood up and threw a glove hand towards it. It missed him, though. Meanwhile, it's White in from center, drag move, and he goes down looking to move around the defender. Wanted a penalty, I think. We play 5-on-5, though. Onside, a chance for Athens. A shot on the way, in front it goes. They just forced it wide at the very last second. And we've got 67 seconds remaining here in the matchup. So this remains a 4-0 advantage. And they'll skip this one wide. The goal goes back in behind Carter McPhail. First-year pro who's working on a shutout tonight. And he's got 49 seconds left. Twin City is going to drop to 1-4. Athens will improve to 5-0 in their second game on home ice this season. Their third will be tomorrow, and they've won their first 2. Or at least they will here in 35 seconds. It's controlled along the blue line, then back out to the neutral zone. Twin City will fall to 0-2 in this season series. Long shot is blocked by Sergei Sherbakov. Good to see him playing hard all the way to the whistle and shot blocking. Now Noah Hippolyt has it. 15 seconds to go. He tried to wait for the zone to fill there with Sleggers. A one-timer that doesn't make its way towards the goal. It finishes back behind the net. as this one comes to an end. And Twin City on the road, they'll be shut out. Final score is 4-0. And so it's a 4-0 loss here on the road. They take one shot away from the Thunderbirds and add one for Athens. And so unless there's another change, it'll be 29-25. Twin City outshoots Athens here on the road tonight, but not enough. And as we've said a couple of times already this season, we'll think back to the start of the game and go all the way back to the Pine Tree Tavern first period. That's when the 3 goals went in for Athens. 7:32 even strength, 8:19 even strength, and then I think really the back-breaking goal was the one there in the final minute of the first period to make it 3-0. They score in the final minute of the second period, and that was it. Nothing in the third period tonight. They didn't need anything else. Goaltender Carter McPhail puts a 29-save shutout on the scoreboard. And we'll see what the goaltending matchup looks like tomorrow, but the Rock Lobsters will take this one. They'll take their second win of the season over Twin City. And the Thunderbirds will leave disappointed, and I think looking for some answers for tomorrow. Rock Lobsters celebrate all the way around the rink here. As if you're watching on the video feed, they're showing the highlights, and they had some nice ones, some good scoring plays this evening. I mentioned the 3 that were in the first period that really made the difference in the hockey game. But they run back through the highlights here in the building. The Rock Lobsters exit to the gate all the way to the far side of the building. Door swings open, and Twin City already off the ice and in the locker room. So that's it for tonight's game. We will step aside. We will have a very quick break. This will be, if you're listening on the radio side of things, this will be around the same time as a media timeout, so about a minute and a half. And when we come back, we will have the post-game show for you as we recap tonight's game. Look forward to tomorrow's game, which, of course, we hope will be a different result. Now 3 consecutive losses for this group. But it's always interesting to see what the bounce-back effort will look like. And we'll see if the offense can get going. The 1 goal here on 1 goal back on Friday, and then the 2 goals on Saturday from Gus Ford of last week. So he had the Thunderbirds all 3 of their goals last weekend. But it turns out 3 more would not have been enough to win it tonight. So again, we'll step aside, post-game show on the way. And we'll be right back from Athens Ford Arena. This is Twin City Thunderbirds hockey, and on the road this evening, it's a 4-0 loss.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet.
Solutions.
We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at CBSWorkspaces.com.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities
2
in the
pillows,
Triad.
endless possibilities.
Come enjoy a
At
meal at
Cotton
the
& Crate, we
Thunderbird
make it
Bar
easy
and
to
Grill,
refresh your home
relax
season
bar,
after
pool,
season.
and cabana.
Our 18x18
Gear up
and
at the Pro
12x20
Shop,
pillow sizes
sharpening
pair
your
perfectly with
skill
our
on
seasonal
our
collections
9,000
of
square
interchangeable
foot
covers,
putting green.
so you
And
can
play
refresh your
around
style
our
anytime
18-hole
without cluttering
Ellis
up your
Maples
closet.
Design
We're
Championship
proud to
golf
team up with the
course.
Twin
You
City
can find out
Thunderbirds,
more at
celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off
That's
the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
All right, welcome back inside Aikens Ford Arena for the post-game show following this 4-goal road defeat for the Twin City Thunderbirds. And this one obviously disappointing in the way that it played out, but as I mentioned earlier, certainly go back to the start there in the first period and to surrender 3. That's going to be nearly impossible to overcome every night when you're playing a good hockey team. And Athens is a good hockey team, and there's a lot of good hockey teams in this division this season. And so, again, unfortunately, this team spotting teams' goals. But Athens, they capitalized on their chances. They could have had a couple more tonight, but Twin City also could have had a few goals, on their own. Carter McPhail was very good, very solid. As I mentioned earlier, wasn't really flashy, didn't need to be flashy. Made a couple of flashier saves, but mostly it was good positioning from him and just being a presence back there for his team as they were able to score goals out in front of him. Turned out they only needed 1 tonight, but they find 3 back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. So here it is, the recap of tonight's game. First goal was scored at 7:32, even strength of the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Carter Shinkarik, as he scores to make it 1-0. And then quickly thereafter, from 7:32 to 8:19 is the time of the next goal. And that's Garrett Milan. It's a 2-0 lead on home ice for Athens. The final goal of that opening period was scored in the last minute. And unfortunately for the Thunderbirds, that happened twice tonight. They give up the first goal, the last-minute goal there in the first period. They do it again in the second period. So it's 3-0 for Athens after 1. They outshot Twin City 11-6 in the first period. In the second period, Twin City outshot Athens 10-9, but the only goal was scored at 19:24 of that final minute of the second period, the flow second period. 4-0 is the score at that point. Nothing on the board for either team in the third period, and Twin City does outshoot Athens again, 13-6 in the third period. So 10-9 in the second, 13-6 in the third. And with the 6-11 being outshot there in the first period, that gives us a 3-period total of 29-26. They have it scored as 26 on the online scoring system. They have it as 25 here in the building. So we'll go ahead and give Athens one more to make it 29-25 now showing. So anyway, we'll look to sort that out, but so that's it for the recap of tonight's game. Boris Babic was the goaltender for the Thunderbirds and recorded the loss in net. Although, again, it's nothing that I think he really did. It's hard to blame a goaltender for a loss when everyone in front of him fails to score. And, it's a couple of just bad breakdowns, I think, in front of him. I remember the 2 quick ones that were here on my end back in the first period. It's really tough to point to the goaltender at that point. So he is the goaltender of record. He played tonight. He drops this game, falls to 1-3 on the season, 35-12 in his career. We'll take a final glance at the out-of-town scoreboard report. Our game tonight had the first starting time of the evening. We were, I think, about 10 minutes earlier than any other game, so still some games going on, I'm sure. But as it shows to us now, it's PD 7 and Blue Ridge 2. That's a 7-2 lead for the Ice Cats. 7-1 is the lead for the Hat Tricks of Danbury over Watertown. 7-1 in the third period. Binghamton 5-0 on the road against Port Huron. Topeka now has a 4-1 lead on Indiana in the second period. I mentioned this earlier, but Indiana, the only team in the league that doesn't have a point in the standings yet, so they're looking to win and put points on the board for the first time, and trailing in that matchup to Topeka at 4-1. Tie game in the second period. Monroe 3 and Biloxi 3. And then finally tonight it's Columbus 3 and Baton Rouge 1, and that game is in the second period. Here are the games on the road tomorrow, or Twin Cities on the road tomorrow, but here's the full league schedule for tomorrow. 6:05 early start compared to our time at 7:05. 6:05 for Binghamton and Port Huron. Port Huron, the home team in that game, Danbury once again hosting Watertown, 7 o'clock, the time of that one. Then we have our 7:05 start here. A little bit later at 7:15 for Blue Ridge on the road against PD. 7:05 Central, so 8:05 our time will be the Topeka and Indiana rematch from tonight. 8:05 Eastern for Monroe at Biloxi, and once again 8:05 Eastern for Columbus at Baton Rouge. So it's 7:05 here tomorrow night for the rematch. We remind you that Twin City will be back on home ice again next weekend. So a 7:35 start time on Friday night against Columbus. $15 tickets plus fees available for college students. Those links can be found on our website, also on the social media channels. That'll be on Friday. Then the next game on Saturday night, 1 week from tomorrow night, is Veterans Night. Always a special event, and also discounted tickets available for veterans for that one. So we'll be back same time here tomorrow, 7:05, the time of the puck drop, and we will see if the Thunderbirds can win for the first time on the road this season and win for the second time overall. But as we always do, everyone, we will find that out together. Really appreciate, as always, everyone tuning in this evening, especially with this holiday going on and Halloween. As I mentioned earlier, I know that a lot of you are certainly busy, and it can be kind of a hectic night. So, unfortunately, not the result that the Thunderbirds were in search of tonight, but we'll see if they can find it tomorrow. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. The final score this evening from Athens Ford Arena, it's the Rock Lobsters 4. No score for the Thunderbirds.